be
I got
buck
Landa
naked.
points. That's something I need to work on. And I think that I look at it, like I said, AEW, they have so much black talent, but they don't know what to do with it. And it goes right to the top. I don't think Tony Khan knows what he's doing and such to really build yourself here. That's the problem. They don't know how to manage their talent well. And they have too many goddamn programs. I mean, Ring of Honor, right? And such. I like Ring of Honor, but man, it's just like it's more of a hindrance than another place for wrestlers to go there.
I
It's a
mean,
frustrating
it
place.
just
It's frustrating
it's
because they have the pieces, but yet they're doing the same stupid stuff. That's the reason why I didn't care for the main event. I didn't care for like most of the stuff with oh, you gotta do this, oh, you have to do that. I'm like, no. No more of the Death Riders. No more of this stupid stuff on the top end. No more of these taking over these stupid storylines and such. I am done with that
well,
stuff.
look.
I
The
am
thing
done
is,
with
though,
this type of
this
stuff
is the
is.
main point. This is the main point that I was trying to make. Um, if you do the same stuff, if you rehash the same stuff throughout history, the same shit that you just named, the little stupid storylines, the good storylines, the bad storylines, the lovey storylines, whatever storyline, if you rehash all of that, but you put black faces on it, do you? And I mean in the masses though, like majority of your show is blackface. Do you believe that that will renew interest in professional wrestling overall?
Oh yeah,
If
I think it's
executed
doing
well.
it does. If executed well, you can finally get some black, better like stories and putting black talent and actually really good talent and actually have them win matches of importance and actually have them win storylines and actually be a part of stuff that actually means something. Then yes, just having black faces there does not going to solve anything. NXT, for all of its like good, bad, or whatever, has solved this puzzle. Shawn Michaels solved that puzzle, and
So Shawn
he's the
Michaels
only
got
one
the
who did it.
ultimate brain in professional wrestling. TNA was one of the better wrestling programs, at least at the beginning of the year. I was shocked at how much I could sit down and watch TNA. And so we could attribute that to Scott Demore. Scott Demore got the brains in the business. They got a wrestling mindset. You could tell the type of wrestler that Shawn Michaels has. He's one of the greatest storytellers in the ring. So you know, Shawn
Yeah, those
Michaels
two
is
know
a
what they're
person
doing.
that is not looking at color, right? I believe that Shawn Michaels is the perfect example of a person that's not looking at color. I believe that Shawn Michaels is a person that's looking at the talent, the recognizing the talent that he has, and he has used the natural talent that he has, and he is using that to the best of their ability. Like
And
Wes Lee,
again,
he's using Wes Lee at the best of his ability. Trick Williams, I'm watching Trick
I
Williams.
think Wesley
I'm
should
watching
be
Trick.
made.
I'm watching
Wesley
Trick
should be the
Williams.
first fight twin.
I'm watching Trick Williams elevate week after week after week. Every week he getting better. Into that main event role, which shows you that anybody can do anything, right? But he's developing well into that main event role. Wes Lee is a different. It's a different character, but it's a black face, and then that's why it's coming off better now. I didn't mean to say it's a different character. A lot of people have been like Wesley, but the way he's executing it, it seems refreshing and it's new and it's better, and that's why the shit is working. Wesley is the perfect example of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Oh yeah, and my
you
problem
still
is
found a
that
way
I
to move it to
wish.
NXT. You still found
Yeah, I
another
think
way to move
NXT.
NXT. Let's wrap up
I think
with
what
World's End and let's wrap up with World's End and the AEW right quick because I know that you itching to get over there, but it's a lot of stuff I still need to get out on AEW right quick because the main thing that everybody, the main thing that everybody keep missing. Let me start this. Let me start it like this. I started asking questions within this industry since 2020. I got active on recognizing the problem, a problem that we always knew. But like I said, in 2020, I had a chance to sit the fuck down. And like I said, talking to these people, talking to the people, to these wrestlers, talking to wrestling fans in person, and talking to wrestling fans online, and especially online. That's what got me on this journey for wrestling with racism. Knowing how these white folk feel, knowing how they think internally about us, despite them Jimmy Carter smiles that they put on. I could start calling these white folk deceitful smiles. I'm gonna start calling them Jimmy Carter smiles. All right, that's my tribute to Jimmy Carter. Um, but rest in hell. I mean, RIH. Um, um, the thing is, Uh, that wasn't supposed to be fun. That slipped. I did not mean to say hell. I usually say all right, heaven.
Wow.
We know where white heaven is now. Oh,
Yes, purgatory.
yeah. Oh, by the way, Chad, before I continue, you know that Ronald killed himself, right?
You bullshit.
Yeah, he out of there. He done.
No
Um,
kayfabe? Like
Mm.
seriously?
yeah, he out of there. You didn't see the
Damn.
fucking headstone in the shit. The
Nah.
last one, I'll put it up. I'll post it. He gone. Um, and I'm not saying it got. By the way, his death have absolutely nothing to do with wrestling with racism. You know, it's purely coincidental that he got slaughtered that night. Um, and that told all black people to get a job. Now, make sure y'all do that. I hope if anything y'all got from Pecker Tom Rod Tom on here is to get a job. All right. Um, Let me get back on
Damn.
track though. Let me get back on track though. Because like I said, it's just I don't want people to think that when I first started, I was giving AEW more hell. I was giving AEW more of my time because AEW was a newer company at that time. And white folk always sit up here and say, "Oh, it took the WWE 60 years to get it." Da, 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 da." Okay, so is this y'all justification for it to be year 3, year 4, year 5, and y'all still don't have no sustainable success for American Negroes? You know, I got so many different ways to combat these white folk because everybody sit up here and keep talking about championships and shit. But when Private Party did win the tag team titles, what did AEW do? They flaunted Private Party everywhere. These motherfuckers was going to subways, saying, "Hey, I'm the tag team champion at AEW." They going to barbershops with their belts and shit. They going all over the place, parading themselves around because they the tag team champions. To my AEW watchers, Mike and Duke, Shane, what has AEW done with Private Party since they won the tag team titles? We already discussed what happened at
Absolutely
World
nothing.
Game. Absolutely
They've
nothing.
done nothing with them.
Oh
Not
my.
a
They've done
damn thing.
nothing.
What? Oh. So y'all know that the Young Bucks was the tag team champions before
And the reason why they dropped the belts is because they were hurt, and
Yep.
the
oh,
whole storyline. And I think they should just personally, they
wait
need
a
to be
minute.
on
Wait a
there.
minute. Wait, whoa. Can you say it louder for the whites in the back? Why did they drop the tag team titles?
Because the
The
Young
Young
Bucks got
Bucks were
hurt.
hurt.
Oh, and what were the Young Bucks doing before they got hurt? Were they main eventing Dynamite and pay per views and shit?
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my. Oh, uh, just had to keep that in context right quick. So, and mind you, just for the record, they soon as Private Party won, they did absolutely nothing with them, right?
nothing
Right.
right now.
Nothing.
It was
Nothing.
a pointless tag team. It was a four-way tag match. It led to nothing. The problem one of the worst matches of the night. And I'm just looking at that, and I'm just
I want y'all to
it's been a
notice
really
something. I want
it's
y'all to
reminded me
notice.
a bit of yeah, it's bad storytelling. Once again, they don't know
I
what
want
they're
y'all to
doing.
notice something. The Young Bucks lost the tag team titles in a triple threat tag team match with the Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs and Keith Lee and Swerve. and Keith Lee and Swerve won that match. And mind you, they didn't do shit with them after that either. Matter of fact, they broke them up fairly quickly after that. Um, um, and the Young Bucks went on a hiatus. So anytime that the Young Bucks go on a hiatus, which is generally around November, it's the second time in November that they dropped the tag team titles to black people and then left in November, right? Is this like a trend? Uh, is it
I
what
know
what
that they
what
they,
what?
they dropped those titles. Young Bucks dropped the tag belts at I think they dropped the tag belts in October. Actually, they dropped it in October.
Okay, what's the difference between October and July?
The second time they dropped the tag belts to Swerve and Our Glory, I think it was like early. It was like wait, I think it was
It was
right
November. It was
after
October, or
during the
November.
summer. It was during the summer,
It was. You're right about that. It could have been. It
Yep,
was around
it was
my
summer
birthday.
because Swerve and
right
Glory
around
dropped
Jeff
the
Hardy's
tag belts
screw
from
up
Fame
again.
at Grand Slam that
Because
year.
they were going to give the titles to the Hardy brothers
But what happened? They felt like they needed to give it to some black people because some heat was coming down on them.
because
Y'all gotta know. I bet y'all
That
gotta
and
know.
Jeff
I've been
Hardy fucked himself up.
yeah, Jeff Hardy screwed
so
himself up.
it
That
take
was the
white folk.
problem.
It take white folk to get hurt, and it take white folk to get on drugs and all this other different stuff for them to say, "Hey, let's give it to the nigger." Right?
And
Is
they
that what
don't
y'all
build them
drinking?
up correctly. And that's the problem. They don't build them
So
up correctly. They don't build these guys
they
up.
didn't build Swerve up correctly. Cause tell me if I'm wrong on this. Swerve got really. They've tried everything with Swerve. I can say that they tried to, for whatever reason, they teamed him up with Keith Lee, right? And then for whatever reason, they broke them up immediately, right? And then so you put these two white Brock Lesnar motherfuckers behind them, right? And then that shit don't work.
Yeah,
You put
Swerve, the mogul, let's see, the mogul, Swerve's mogul stuff, and they were
none of that
crap.
shit worked. Even when they had the
And they
co-cons
tag team
and
with the embassy, which actually worked
that's what I'm
really
saying.
well.
Even when they had them, he wasn't teaming with them. No, that's the thing. They didn't do no 6-man tags. They didn't come out.
Oh, they
Swerve
did. They
didn't
did some
come out for
tags. They
none.
did some tags with them, but it was just they were just doing their own thing for the most part. They were in the Ring of Honor winning titles that mean
I'm
nothing.
just trying to keep
That was the
Swerve's career
problem.
in context right quick to see what led up to this. So he finally got into that feud with Hangman Adam Page, and it was supposed to be these awesome matches, right?
And they
And the
were
feud
good.
got and the feud got so heated that white folk like, okay, so put the title on him. They never really put no true effort behind him, and because he got over in that one feud, they just quickly put the title on him. At the same time, Samoa Joe going off for a minute. At the same time, MJF was hurt. Cause you better believe if MJF wasn't hurt, that they wouldn't have put the title on Swerve.
I think the problem is that they did not know what they were doing. They gave that title a way too long. MJF should not have held that title for that long. He should have been. If I was doing that stuff, he should have lost the title. Heck, I would
And
have
you
been
know what's
like, you
fucked up
build.
about that? Have
Yeah,
the fucked up part about it is MJF been back for a while and he haven't inquired about that title yet. That's the shit that
that's
don't
the
make sense to
issue.
me.
They don't care about the world championship. They should be. Yeah, he should be pissed that not only did he lose his friend, he's like, I lost the world title because of that stuff, getting himself injured. That should be his main goal, getting the Triple B back. But no, nothing.
But no, wait a
There's no
minute, not just
follow
that.
up.
Not just that, because we're gonna talk about follow up. Not just that. Swerve lost the title to Brian Danielson. And then he went on and finished his feud with Hangman Adam Page, and then he took a little hiatus, and he came back. And instead of trying to get his title back, and mind you, Swerve is a person that was on Team AEW, and he represents AEW. So you would think that not only would
Yeah,
he
he should
want
have
to
been the
get his
one
title.
fighting.
No, hold on, wait a
I
minute,
think he should have.
hold on. Not only do you think that not only should he have tried to get the title back, but he should have tried to align with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, the MVP, to try to combat them motherfuckers.
Yeah, but he
So
didn't do
with
that. He
that
should
being
have
said,
been.
With that being said, they don't give a fuck about Swerve, and they never gave a fuck about Swerve. And the only reason why they gave him that title is so that they could get this fucking TV deal, because they know that they was getting this heat about AEW is a racist organization. So if they put the title on the nigger, it could show them that they are diverse. That was the key piece to them getting this TV deal. Now that they got the TV deal, they threw the nigger back in the trash. So with that being said, Duke, why didn't Bobby? What happened with this Bobby Lashley and Swerve feud? Why didn't they wrestle on the pay per view?
I think they're gonna finally have that solved the next year, hopefully, probably January. And not only that, they look like they're gonna do a feud with toilet paper
Yeah,
Trevor,
all right.
Ricochet.
aka
Okay.
Ricochet,
Yeah, all
and
right.
not only that, but I think
So
that's gonna
it
be
just kills
him.
Swerve momentum.
Just
So okay, so wait a minute. Who's feuding with? Here's just the shit that I'm confused about. Who's feuding with Ricochet? Is it the Hurt Business or is it motherfucking Swerve?
Swerve.
it's Swerve,
So
and
what are you doing with
their
Bobby
business
Lashley next?
is.
How did so basically? Okay, never mind. I was about to
I
ask a
think
dumb question. How did Swerve? We know. Okay, so wait, Swerve is already starting this feud with Ricochet, and Ricochet is just ending the feud with Bobby Lashley. Now, what do you do with Bobby Lashley then? Now that you don't have a nigger available, what do you do with Bobby Lashley?
I was gonna say I'm gonna be the heavy for a while, not get into feuds again. I'd say, like I said, if he was doing it, which I think a lot of stuff is, have him versus Swerve at like the next Max or something, next big show, and then have him have Swerve beat him, and then we could just do the Death Rider stuff. By the way, honestly, at Revolution, which I think that should be a good way to finally finish this stuff off. And since the Hurt Syndicate's going to be like face at this point and everything, you can save that big thing for like Texas and Swerve versus Lashley for the world title at Texas, and Swerve beats him definitively.
Yeah, okay.
But that's if I was doing it, and have like Lashley versus Lashley versus Ricochet, and at
Oh
Revolution
God.
or something.
Oh God. Didn't they already have a feud
Oh,
in the
oh,
WWE?
yeah, no. He was treating with the Hurt Business
I mean,
as
because
the
we not
whole. He
about to
never
act
had a one on
like
one
we're
match.
not about to act like Ricochet don't look like Bobby Lashley shit. And that's the thing. Ricochet should be in there with the Okadas and the Will Ospreays and all these other motherfuckers. Bobby Lashley, you got Powerhouse Hobbs, you got Warlow. Why don't you face
Warlow's
these
still
big
hurt.
ass motherfuckers? Huh?
Warlow's hurt. He's had a bad knee injury.
He'll be back eventually. I'm just saying. You know, Brian
Yeah,
Cage and all them
and by the
motherfuckers.
way,
Samoa
Keith
Joe when he
Lee,
get back.
Keith Lee might be
And where the
coming back
fuck is
next year
Keith
now.
Lee? I don't want to hear none of
He's been
this shit.
injured
Where
for
the
a
fuck is
while.
Keith Lee? What is his
He's
problem?
been injured.
Ain't nobody. What's
Injured.
his
He
injury?
survived. He had like he had like COVID injuries
Who up
from
here has
COVID.
never had COVID, man? Don't give me that bullshit. They don't want his ass
And
up
he
there
had like
because he fat and he black.
chest problems, and he had like I think some leg issues as well. So he probably is going to either be coming back, or maybe he's like, you know what, my body can't do this anymore, and might just retire. So something's
Well, they
going
need to
on.
let. My thing is, they need to let us know something because Bray Wyatt just. I always said the Bray Wyatt was gonna die. Y'all could check my shit. It's been documented. I've been knowing for a long time that Bray Wyatt was dead, dying. Everybody else thought I was trolling and all this other different bullshit. I know that the motherfucker was unhealthy. And I know that that's the reason why the WWE let him go. And I know and it's fucked up because when he came back, he was even fucking bigger. I'm not joking when I say none of this shit.
Hmm.
You just know when people just let them motherfucking selves go, and Bray Wyatt let himself go, and he fucking died, just like I said he was. Now, a person that didn't die this year, like I thought they was, is JR. But I guarantee you, next year is his last.
Hmm.
Um, And we still got a couple of days too, so y'all want to take some bets.
But I don't want to be that morose and everything, and
Actually, it's
it's just
2025. Actually, this is the last program of 2025. 2024. Do y'all want to take death predictions of 2025? Jim Ross, Vince
No.
McMahon, Jake
No, Vince is
Roberts.
gonna live for like 100 years, man. He's gonna be 150. Because
Who?
white supremacists, like I said, white supremacists
Yeah, white
don't
supremacists usually
die.
last a long time. They die at John Carter age.
Yeah. So just
Um,
be prepared. I think Vince is gonna live to like 150. I expect that. This man is shoot. He works out in the gym. He pent up all those like steroids and all the expect. He's a billionaire now, so he got that good stuff.
Vince McMahon
well,
is Ra's al Ghul in real life.
No, man, I
yeah.
think he's like what's that dude who
We got to
he
see
doesn't get
how
older?
Vince McMahon do because if Vince McMahon is not going to be active, then he gonna become frail. It's only so much Jim can do. Vince is gonna
But
be frail if he
400,
not
I
active
don't
at
know if
something.
I ever told you this, but I don't 100% think that Vince is out of the picture.
That time is
No.
gonna tell on that. Eventually, once you get to the inner workings of maintaining business and shit, like I said, TKO, the people, the powers that be, even Dana White, they don't know shit about uh, promoting wrestling and running wrestling, and that's where they're gonna run into a roadblock. They're going to need Vince McMahon. They're going to need him. And they're gonna get him back. Um,
Oh yeah, but
let's
let's get back to
finish this with
AEW.
AEW real quick. Let's finish this with AEW real quick, and then we can finally get off of AEW. Um, I'm gonna start this series. If it isn't racism, if it isn't racism, then why aren't American Negroes being featured more prominently on
On
AEW television?
AEW.
Now you can sit here and say that Tony Khan is a terrible booker. You can sit here and say that Tony Khan don't have experience and shit. You can sit here and say that Tony Khan is an idiot. You can sit here and say that Tony Khan freebases his cocaine. You can sit up here and say all types and make all types of excuses. Yes, his white wrestlers are just being booked just as worse than the black wrestlers, and I say that because black wrestlers aren't being booked at all. If it isn't racism, why isn't Athena on AEW television at all? At
Incompetence,
all.
incompetence, and
At
they
all.
want someone as the face of Ring of Honor, and I'm like, fine, but make Ring of Honor
So
actually mean
have Chris
something.
Jericho been on
Ring of
Dynamite
Honor,
since he won the Ring of Honor
yes,
championship? Have
multiple
Mark
times.
Briscoe
In
been
fact, he
main
was in
eventing Dynamites?
who?
Mark Briscoe, was he not main eventing Dynamites?
Yes.
Is
Why is
who else
she?
is the Ring of Honor champions? Is Sammy Garvey and Dustin Rhodes, and who was the TV
The
champion?
only
All
people
them
who have not
motherfuckers.
been there has been Dusty and Sammy. They've been on Ring of Honor
Excuse me.
exclusively.
Lee Moriarty got a Ring of Honor
He's been there.
championship, and he can't.
He's been there as
He
well.
haven't been on. He haven't been on. They been. I noticed
He
since I remember. Swerve. Before Swerve won the title, they had Shane Taylor and Neil Lee Moriarty jobbing all over the goddamn place, except for Dynamite. They had them jobbing all on Collision and Rampage and shit. And then when Swerve won the title, they stopped appearing on those shows and they went down to Ring of Honor. To where they just teamed up with the other two guys and shit. And I don't know how that's going right now. But they just keep floating them motherfuckers around. Why did they decline
yeah,
if it
because
isn't
they
racism?
don't know what they're
Why
doing
did
with
they
their talent.
decline? Why did
That
they decline since Swerve won the title? And not only that, how many American Negroes progressed under Swerve Strickland since he won the AEW championship?
not
Zero.
much.
So
Zero.
one person
It's
said zero.
zero, and it's
Okay, so it's
frustrating.
two people that said zero. So the question again is, and the reason I said white folk is being booked worse than black people is because black people are not being booked anyway. So the question is, if it isn't racism, why aren't American Negroes being booked consistently and correctly in the AEW?
Because Tony Khan is a terrible storyteller.
You refuse to say that Tony Khan is a racist.
I think
I
he.
think
Well,
it's
I don't
both.
know the man,
You refuse to say
and
that
he's
Tony
over.
Khan
And
is
I
a
think he
racist.
has too much stuff.
Like I
Tony
said, he
Khan's a
books. We
racist.
know that he's a terrible booker because of how he books his white folk. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. As a wrestling fan, I don't like what they did with MJF. I don't like the fact that they not doing shit with Warlow when
Yeah,
he
that
wasn't
better
injured
you
and shit.
baby Bolton
It's
was
a lot of
so
white folk that I liked in there. I don't like how they botched Edge and all that other different shit. The only person I would give Tony Khan credit for is Christian. Christian is the best thing that happened to AEW
Consistently booked.
consistently.
He's consistent.
yeah.
And I
The
think that
man
he letting
Since
him
he's
do what he want to
damn
do.
turtleneck. Come on now. That is
Man, that shit is working for
that
some
is
reason.
brilliant.
Christian, one of my favorite wrestlers.
because he's basically playing a Bond villain, and sadly,
Yep.
that's a whole other issue. But still, but yeah,
And I
That's
the
a
like that.
problem
very
But
good
is, like I
with
comparison,
that,
said,
brother.
I think,
so
yeah,
with
and
that
a
being
good
said,
Bond villain, not the later
listen,
Bond
like I
villains.
said,
But yeah,
Duke, I don't want you to lose this. You got to give it to racism at the fact that we recognize that Tony Khan books his people like trash. So we know that he's a terrible booker, but he's not even booking black wrestlers
mm,
like trash, and they still not being utilized or being featured at all. So if it isn't
yeah.
racism,
I
what is the
mean,
problem?
if it's racism, yeah, I mean, it's probably,
I think it's a
I don't
combination of
know.
both.
This combination, yeah, like, you don't have to,
I mean,
just because someone's a racist doesn't mean he's a
Jimmy
I think
Carter
genuine.
it's
put that
both.
smile on his face. Every goddamn thing that you see Jimmy Carter on, he put a smile on his face, but he never did a goddamn thing for American Negroes. And he still looked at as one of the nicest white men in this world today because of that smile on face.
Well,
Is he
just
is he
the best you
is
can
he
hope
not a
for as a
racist
black
because
man in
he
this
didn't flat out
country.
call you a nigger? Is he not a racist
Yeah,
because he
that's the
didn't
best
act
you
like
hope for.
Ronald Reagan to your face?
Yeah, but again, that's how we have to. It goes right back to what I say all the time around when I talk about this ownership, and
Well, we
it
get
goes
that.
right back to it.
We get that.
If you could be the best, but at the end of the day, even if everyone was booked perfectly, I will still be screaming about ownership. I mean, I'm watching like the NFL right now, and I'm sitting there like, oh, they're doing all this stuff, but I'm like, they're high, they have a lot of money,
So I
but
want to ask
how
you
many of
this,
these
Duke. I want to ask you
players
this. I want to
are
ask you this,
owners?
Duke. Um, TNA couldn't touch WWE, right? Couldn't get close.
Because of terrible management.
For the longest, TNA was the closest to the WWE. So then we move on
It
to
was because of Scott
AEW,
Demore.
and then we right, and then we
Scott
move
Demore
on,
knew what he's doing.
and then we move on to AEW, and AEW can't get close to the WWE. Because of the monopoly that the length of the time that the monopoly of the WWE had on it, the AEW would never be able to reach it, even if they did have this phenomenal show that was drawn this, that, and the other. They wouldn't be able to reach their successes financially, right? With that being
No.
said, and you got to remember, Tony Khan come from money, and not to mention he had a lot of money handed to him. If an American Negro, let's say Master P, right? He bought a company,
Oh,
right?
Master P actually has. Master P does own a wrestling organization, House of Glory.
How far do you believe they'll let him take it if he was to try to branch out on a national brand? Let's
Mm,
say if he was
no.
to let's say if he was to partner with Booker T. Booker T got the experience and creativity for everything, and Percy Miller got the money, and they both from the
Mm,
South. They both
I
got
don't
hella
see it
Southern
lasting
connections,
so so. They
huh?
wouldn't last long because I think a lot of black folk, I think not us white folk, but I think a lot of black folk won't trust them. They're like,
What you talking
no, we
about?
don't trust you.
What
Because
you
I think
talking about?
most black folk, they will
What
look
black?
at a
Hold on,
white man's,
hold on, slow down. What black people are you talking about, and what trust are you
the
talking about?
viewers and the wrestlers.
What
They
you mean
believe
they
the white
wouldn't
man's
trust
ice.
them?
No, I'm talking about they wouldn't trust him for to book them right because for the longest time in this country, we have been told to believe the white man's ice is colder. You know, and I think that we don't see that as like oh
Wait a minute, Duke.
we
Wait a
don't
minute. Well,
see
because
that.
I think you're thinking too deep into this. Because even if
Yeah,
they didn't trust him, they.
that's the real issue.
I don't. Wait a minute. I don't think you're thinking too deep into this. I'm asking you, how far do you believe they'll be able to go, even with the money, if Tony Khan can't get off the ground and be
He's gotten off the ground pretty well, but the problem is that you need to have trust with these not just that, but also you have to find who wants this, who wants to have this stuff. And right now, there's not much. It's WWE or AEW, and unless it's that like New Japan or TNA or whatever,
well,
it's
if you
just that
was to put
they
a
have
new black,
established
if you was to
names.
put a new black group, just to throw in something else in the pot. If you was to put another black group that choose to go nationally, and it's a black group, like I said, black attracts, and it's something different. And I think that if you put black faces behind these rehashed roles that we done seen 1,000 fucking times, if you get a black man to come out there and do what Stone Cold Steve Austin did, not saying that he got to act like a
Man,
man,
they probably shoot him right in the face.
just I think I
That
think
that
they'll embrace it. I think they'll embrace it.
well, right now we have ASE, a black dominated wrestling thing. Yeah, that's
Byron
indie.
Reed and
They,
I hate I keep forgetting this guy name. I know the other guy too.
but yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? It's just that there are people
They
there,
don't have no
but
money.
it's just that people no money, there's no capital, and there's no real TV. They're putting their TV stuff on
Well,
YouTube.
that notice that's why I said Master P, because he got the money to invest properly into making it go national.
And not only invest, but where are they going to put their shows? Where are they going to put their situation, the shows and
Well,
everything? That's the question.
Master P could get venues. They
They
could
get
get they.
venues, but I'm talking about cable companies. What cable company right now needs wrestling?
So what you
Now, who do
said,
you think is
I'm
going to take the
saying,
wrestling?
um, WGN. I'm
That's
joking, but I'm
they
not.
ain't gonna do
I'm
it.
joking, but I'm joking, but I'm not.
I think it's just if you wanted to, I really wish Disney get into it. But the problem is, the problem is just that
Well, if
wrestling is
Disney
like
couldn't get the, if Disney
if you're gonna
couldn't get
start worrying, everybody's
if
like it's
Disney couldn't get the
WWE.
WWE, then they can't get nobody. If Disney couldn't get the WWE, it wouldn't be wise to get nobody.
Yeah, I honestly the reason why Disney didn't do it because I think they're actually a little cashed
The
and such. Like that's why they
WWE at any
doing
given
all these.
time could go back to that type of shit. And if they go under Disney, they got to be under strict guidelines and stricter guidelines. I would say that's not gonna cut it. And AEW they cuss too much and all that other different stuff to do that.
Oh,
They
it's too
banging people
violent, and
with
they took the
plastic
lessons from
bags and shit.
and such. I still can't believe they're still on Max or whatever. It's gonna be Max, which is would be crazy. But yeah, I that's what you look at what wrestling is that sports entertainment, that type of like let's clean it out and everything. But WWE, I'm like
We about
the
to get ready to go
problem
on WWE because I know you want to keep going to WWE. I want to take a final tally from
because they're
everybody
the
that
top
said
currently. Even if AEW was perfect, it's still WWE is the it is
it's not.
it's
That's
the
what I was saying
mon-
earlier. Even if AEW was perfect, financially they won't be able to reach. Even if they were selling out and getting heavy pay per view buys, I don't think they'll be able to reach. WWE sells itself. Owner, before I move on to the WWE, I'm gonna take a final tally from everybody. But owner, you've been silent for a minute. Owner and Chad and Mike, do y'all want to say anything to wrap up AEW?
Uh, you know one thing about World's End? I like the Continental Classic matches. I thought that was like the best part.
The Continental Classic only had how many American Negroes in there?
That one, they had Shelton Benjamin.
The fall guy who kept getting beat by everybody.
Most of the time. I like the matches, but
that was
yeah, there wasn't enough black wrestlers in that one.
It was none. It was just
not
Shelton Benjamin.
yet.
Last year, how many was
Yeah,
in there last year?
Last year you had Swerve.
Swerve, Swerve, the
yeah.
token.
They just had just the token Negro. That's what they had.
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep all that in context right quick. So for 2 years in
Yeah.
a row, you had Swerve in the first one, and he and what's his face Shelton Benjamin in the second one. Owen Hart contest. They had three of them. How many American Negroes appeared in all three?
Let me
I already
see.
know. I already know. I already know.
Let's see, America. I mean, I think Red Velvet. Is she? No, she's not.
She
Let's see
Colombian.
who else. Yeah,
Red Velvet is Colombian.
yeah.
Willow is white and Guyanese. She is not an American Negro. I like her big fluffy ass too, but if this bitch don't straighten up, she gonna have to tell her what time it is. She was on there talking shit about FBAs with Ricky Starks. By the way, Ricky Starks is not an American Negro. I don't think he Creole. The motherfucker is blank. And
Hmm.
he a faggot. I think
Woo.
that the reason that Ricky Stark's career is not successful in AEW is because he lied on his application. He said he was black, so they booking him like a black man.
LGBT other.
He bit himself in the ass on that one, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, what else do we have?
Everybody
What
want to be
else do
black
you
until it come
have?
time to be black, huh?
Does John Cena have the career that he had if he never started rapping and sagging his pants and wearing throwback jerseys?
Man, John Cena is the whitest motherfucking person. Did y'all
See,
see
see,
John
see,
Cena
That's a
see,
become the
fact.
whitest person ever?
see.
I
It's
saw it. I
establishments where you
saw
can't
it.
wear. It's upscale establishments where you can't wear a do rag. This man made millions of dollars wearing do rags, rapping and acting like a black person. It's
I don't think I
establishments where
seen
you
him with
can't
a do
wear
rag on.
throwback
I
jerseys.
think
I seen
But
Vince in a do
I
rag.
don't think I seen him with a do rag
yeah.
on. But
you know
I
he make his money
And
though.
Vince said, "Keep it up, my nigga." Right in the pay per
He
view,
made
right in front of
he
look,
us.
made millions of dollars on national television.
that ain't even his character no more, and he still wrestling shorts.
But we saying
So you
he established himself.
the point that you making is no John. John
Three.
Cena was a great wrestler. I seen the potential of John Cena from the get go, from
Fact.
OVW with Prototype. Not saying that I was watching that in real time. When you go back and watch that stuff, you can see how good John Cena was off rip. And when he came in and his first match was with Kurt Angle, and he grabbed that moment. He took it. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't know that that was his first actual WWE match, and the stuff that he did with Chris Jericho and stuff at the time, he was really good.
Hmm.
But what could you do with this man as a character? It wouldn't happen. You're right, owner. As great as John Cena was, they would not have had a good character. He would not have gotten over on the character based level if it wasn't for that hip hop shit that he did. In
Yep.
which, by the way, he quickly did away with. By the time he won the WWE Championship,
Watched
a
8
year
Mile and came up with the gimmick.
within that year, he was done rapping.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, it
Soon
just
as the
reminds
spinner
me of
jersey
that
came
one
out,
Paul
that's
McCrow.
when the fruity pebbles
That,
came.
Huh?
yeah, remember that Paul Mooney Crow? Everybody want to be a nigga until it was time to be a nigga.
Until it's that time. Go ahead, Duke.
And that's and
Not
the
Duke.
thing is, I
Chat.
say, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. As soon as that spinner belt came out, that's when we started getting the different color T-shirts. That's when we started getting the throwback WWE logo headbands. He slowly became the white PE instructor that listens to hip hop, and he stopped being the wicker.
Yeah.
That's it.
But his
That
music,
is what it is.
but his music is. He never came out with another CD, but his theme song is still hip hop. His
Yep.
ring gear is still shorts and gym shoes and shit. But nothing about when he outside the ring, he wearing goddamn tailored suits, and he's John Cena made the most Make a Wish um grants than any anybody in the history of Make a Wish, not even wrestling, but in the history of Make a Wish, you gotta be. He's the perfect spokesperson. He's the
Yeah.
perfect representative for your company because he's very, very clean cut. Yet you still cosplaying.
Yep.
What would John Cena be without that hip hop start? He don't even have the funny part is
Mm,
he not even cosplaying our first shit. He just can't be regular.
He couldn't be. It took him 20 years to be
yep.
himself. He was rocking a fade longer than I was. I'm still rocking a fade.
Yeah, it's the cosplay blackness and it sells. That's the real messed up part about it, and that's there's no consequence for anyone else.
Well, look at Dusty
Um,
Rose.
you
Look at
know,
Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose cosplayed
he
off of
stole
that
that
shit.
from like the whole thing. Oh, he
Sure
stole that
did.
from he stole that from a black person actually. That whole gimmick.
Did
I
he?
Was it
think like
Buster?
from
Tell
there
me
was.
about that. I heard something. Somebody was trying to tell me something about it, and I lost. I lost it.
Oh yeah, it's that type of thing, man. It's just
Who said his
he
name? Did
stole
somebody
that
say
from
his
a
name?
black dude. Mm.
I'm doing some paperwork check right now.
New
Hold on.
Jack. New Jack said something like that or something, didn't he?
I remember the New Jack story you talking about, but I don't think he said it was a stolen gimmick. But I remember, I recall it. They wanted to
Rufus
book a
R.
black cat,
Jones. That's what's
and
name.
Dusty
Okay,
Rufus
said,
R.
I
"I'll
Jones.
heard of
be
Rufus
I'll be
R.
the gimmick."
Jones in the '70s. Then,
Yeah.
but was that his character? I want to see that because, like I said, if a black man did what Dusty did, that shit would not come off right at all. Dusty
I'm looking
The
was
at
Black History
I'm
Vote
looking
has
at
entered the
that.
chat.
Dusty was one of them ones that imitate what they think that black people do. He one of them ones that say we was kings. He one of them type white motherfuckers.
Remember PN News?
Yes, I like PN News.
Yes, the guy who was in one of the worst matches of all time.
He
If
was
Stone,
PN
I
News
would
was
think,
not a bad wrestler though.
but he wasn't a like. I think it was the scaffold match in Green Ring
I
against
remember
anyone.
that.
The worst match.
That was yeah.
I watched some of
That
his P news. He was decent, but that was just horrible.
yeah. That one in
Mass
particular, I
transit
know what you're
incident.
talking about.
No, not
No,
that
that
one.
was
I'm talking about the
no.
one ECW. I think. I was talking about the WCW. I think were they still in the NWA at that point, or they just
No,
broke
it
off?
was PN News. That was WCW in the mid '90s. Not mid '90s, but like early, like in between early and mid '90s, '92,
So like, not
'93
yeah.
shit, '94 type shit. Um, so before we move on to the WWE, I need everybody. I'm gonna call y'all by name. Tony Khan.
Oh, it was Rufus R. Jones. I think was it?
That's
Maybe
what he said.
could be.
That's
Negro,
what
I
he
just
said.
said that.
Rufus R.
He like the
Jones.
nigga from Pootie Tang.
Man.
I just wanted to make sure. I'm just double checking. That's what I do. I'm
Nah,
just
you
double
good.
That no,
checking,
that
man.
is what Duke do. That is what Duke do. Duke could come back an hour later and be like, the spaceship, like, hold on. And he been looking for the shit the whole time he been talking. So just
I
know
always
that
check and double check.
that motherfucker,
We
we'll
got you.
just be
You on
done
the
forgot
fact check
about the
tip.
shit. This motherfucker come back next week, like, yeah, and like, what is you talking about? But then he reminds you. So you did that quicker than I expected, Duke. The before we get to the WWE, I am going to wrap it up on AEW with this. I'm going to take everybody individually, so I'm gonna call you out by name.
I go first.
Okay. Is it if it isn't racism, is Tony Khan a racist or is he just a bad booker?
Both. He's
Both.
a racist and a bad booker.
So we got 1-1. Mike,
He's both.
we got 2-2. Duke,
Both.
what is he? Or a bad booker?
It's bad. I honestly, um, well, his actions and everything else, man. It's the actions and look at it. And right now, he proven himself that he is not. I don't think he's a horrible booker, but man, it's just that he just has no. What's the
He
word
a
on it? It's just
horrible
like he
booker.
doesn't.
He's
He
a
does
horrible
struggle.
booker because of how he book his whites. But for the fact that
Yeah,
black
but I just
Americans do
yeah,
not have
it's just
even close
black
to the
folk.
same
It's
opportunity,
just
is it racism or
it's
is it bad booking?
incompetence.
Huh?
It's incompetence. A lot of incompetence and probably a bit of
Listen, you
racism.
got all the
And
keys. You got all the keys to Tony Khan being an idiot. Tony Khan is a character. Tony Khan is the pecker. Tony Khan is a rich pecker Tom Ryan, a doof. But I need you to be specific. We know that he's a bad booker based off of how he book his people, but the fact that there is not the number of American Negroes on there, there is less than a quota of American Negroes on there. Is you attributing that to just Tony Khan being a doof, or is you attributing that to racism, or both?
uh, dude, well, screw it. I think it's a bit of both. I mean, if you have like you have the black talent that's there and you're not booking them correctly, it shows that you're incompetent. And the way
But they
he's
not
booking
even there
everyone
though.
else,
That's my
again,
point. I could see if it. I would. I wouldn't. I would take part of the racism part out if they were there and they weren't being booked correctly and consistently. I mean, not consistently if they weren't being booked correctly because it's just him being a bad booker. But the fact that they are not there, Athena, who's supposedly doing great work, is not there. Private Party wasn't there before they won the tag team titles, and then they disappear even more when they win the tag team titles. Swerve Strickland, that's the only one that they gave effort behind. They didn't put no effort behind Brian Keefe. They didn't put no effort behind. You see what happened with fucking Jonathan Gresham. Um,
Jesus.
oh yeah, he
uh,
yelled at him and said this is BS, and he left.
yeah, I mean because you got to think about it. You remember Jonathan Gresham was the Ring of Honor champion. He was the last Ring of Honor champion, and he was one of the better modern Ring of Honor champions. During the dying days, he was one of the better ones. And then he go to AEW and they shove him on Rampage. They got him teaming up and feuding with Lee Moriarty, and they had him doing nothing. And then Cesaro come over to from the WWE, and they have just one match, and he win the title, and he fucking main event Dynamites and pay per views right now. That's what goddamn Jonathan Gresham cussed him out and walked away from him for. All right, and
But now I
people
hear he's
forget
trying
about
to
that
apologize now. He's trying to
because
apologize
he
and
got
everything.
blackballed. Of course, he trying to apologize 3 years later. He fucking got blackballed. What did he do over the last 3 years since then? Nothing. He even had his own promotion. I don't think they doing shit with that now.
Oh yeah, the promotion that was just a shoddy field promotion. I tried
Okay,
looking at that
but at
promotion.
the
It's
same
bad.
time,
They don't know how. I'm like, that's
he got blackballed completely. So with that being said, I'm asking you, and mind you, he got blackballed, meaning that Tony Khan had to put his foot down. If you remember the situation with Sonny Kiss, listen, I'm against homosexuality, but Sonny Kiss was a damn good wrestler. He was a good wrestler.
I hate to admit it, but
yeah.
that punk can wrestle.
He was. He was
Begrudgingly
one of the. He
admitted.
was better
I'll
than a
begrudgingly
lot of
admit
these
it.
motherfuckers. He better than Will
Even in
Ospreay.
Lucha
Yeah, I'm
Underground,
bad at
he was
Osprey.
tearing that shit up. Pause.
Oh yeah, and I hate the fact Lucha Underground was dead, but yeah, he is a really good wrestler, and they have did nothing with him. They did nothing with. They just that's the problem with Tony
So
Khan
again, I'm
is that
asking you. Again, I'm
he's
asking
just
you. And again,
it's
I'm
just
asking you.
the
And the
he
same
has his
thing.
guys. He's the
But
same problem.
listen,
He has his guys.
the same thing with. And I know that these are African people, but if everybody want to look at them as black, same thing with Queen Amelia. Same thing with Trisha Dora. Same thing with Jade Cargill. You see how they just floated her. Same thing with motherfucking come on, it's another one. Sean Dean, Captain Sean Dean. Same thing with Lee Johnson. Same thing with
You
Scorpio
drink that?
Sky. Where the fuck is Scorpio Sky at?
Where the fuck is Scorpio Sky?
He was supposed to be teaming with Private Party, but then guess what? They just dropped that thing and put Commander in there for reasons.
Yeah. So again, I'm gonna
Where
ask you.
is Scorpio Sky?
We know that Tony Khan is a terrible booker. But I'm gonna ask you again,
because he has his guys and
since
he
we
has.
just got all these colors that's here, but they are not on the program. Duke, are you blaming Tony? Or is Tony Khan a racist and or is he a bad booker?
Well, proof is in there. I think he's. I honestly think he's just a racist at this point, and it's a shame. But that's how the money is, man. If you are
It's the
not
same, and it's
in that
funny
position,
because you feel that
you
way.
both.
You feel that way because on the outskirts, you look at Tony Khan and you look at him as a small, kind, caring person. He's a small look. Brody Lee died, so he parade his fucking son around. Um, this person got cancer, so you do this and you donate this, and you just come off as the good guy, and that's why it seemed unfortunate to you. But at the end of the day, he's a white man. At the end of the day, he's a
No,
white
no, he's
man with
there.
millions
I
of
think he's.
dollars. And at the end of the day,
I get
excuse
what you.
me, his mother is white and he grew up in the white section of Illinois. I don't think he's ever even been to Pakistan no longer than 2 weeks. So he's a white man. All right.
But
Did he
they run the
grow up
planet.
around Panistaki people? Did he live under Panistaki practices and shit? I mean, what the fuck?
Well, that's the culture,
Was he
man.
speak?
And because
You
this
know.
motherfucker don't look like he personally can do nothing to you physically. He can get somebody to do some shit to you physically. Think
So
about
my
that.
thing is this: y'all thought I was bullshitting when I said that he probably tried to put the moves on Jay Cargill. And Pecker Tom Ron was trying to tell me that Jay Cargill was so big and he's so tiny. Nigga, if a motherfucker threaten your family, you gotta remember she's still a woman at the end of the day. If somebody threatens her family or threatening her life, that could scare a bitch off.
She
You
got a
know what I'm
child.
saying? So they not necessarily scared of Tony Khan. They scared of what Tony Khan could do. Therefore, she's going to
But the
keep her fucking
powers to
mouth shut.
be, they're the ones who have the power. They're the ones there, and that's the frustrating
Yeah,
shit about it. There's nothing. I mean,
yeah.
you can have all the black talent leave from AEW.
Tony Khan probably sexually assaulting all types of women. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Hmm.
I'm just saying he
I don't
probably
know.
is, and this is the shit.
I can see it.
This is the shit that you don't find out until 30, 40 years from now.
Men too. I
Well,
mean,
the thing is, he may not even be sexually assaulting women. He may be sexually assaulting men because Tony Khan. I mean, why haven't we seen Tony Khan with a woman? If you don't see nobody with a woman for a certain amount of time, more than likely they would have met.
You're right about
I'm
that.
just
Hmm.
saying, and you rich
You
as
can
fuck.
say a lot about Vince, but he keep them females around him.
Vince
Or it's
like
just
men and
based.
women
Yeah.
because Pat Patterson been his right hand man for 50 years. And Pat
Yeah.
Patterson is a man that got sexual allegations against children and he still kept them on this roster. Vince McMahon was fucking him the whole damn time. Vince McMahon is a faggot. On top
Yeah.
of he just all of what that is. You know, what the
But
women
he's a
come with. He
billionaire.
got
He's
more
a billionaire
lawsuits with
one.
women than men. Huh?
He's a billionaire though. That's the end of the day. They got the people in power. You know, you want to say, oh, he's this, that, and the other, and the third. Doesn't matter,
He
man.
got the
Those
White
freaky
House.
type of stuff.
He got the White House. He got the fucking Linda McMahon. His wife is the head of the goddamn education board. I'm still
Eh,
that's going to
But that
expose a
was
lot about the McMahons too because education is a big thing for the Republicans when it comes to taking out critical race theory and realtering Black history and whatever the fuck they
this is
want to do
why you
with this
should not
school
go to
system.
see schools. Hey, Malcolm X was talking about this years and years ago. Like, why are you taking your kids to public schools? Right?
Well, that's
He's
what's
like,
available now.
yeah, that's the real issue right there.
In
He
Better
these
off
goes into these
homeschooling
areas,
them.
places,
a
yeah,
lot of people can't afford to to get them kids in
and
private
that's by
schools.
design. By design, man. That's why you see, majority black black
Well, that's the
kids
shit
and
that you
everything
should
else.
have
I mean,
said earlier.
black families are broke for the most part. We're the ones always black men. They can't make the most they make is only what 10, 15, like only like 25,000 a year. Meanwhile,
We
every other
still
race is
living in
got
the
like
days. We still living in the days to where a a black person with a with a associate's degree or a bachelor degree, a white with a high school degree or barely a high school degree, a GED or not even a degree at all, still tend to make a higher salary than the American Negro with a college
A
education.
white convict with a history of drug abuse.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you will not, even if you are perfect, unless you're like an entertainment. Even then, that goes a little too far. Like you have to be like somehow a sports star or a bat to get like the $1 million and such, which is you know rare as
And you
hell.
know, I'm not. Let's take Beyonce for example. I'm not I respect Beyonce and she make great music. I'm not Beyonce not my go to. That's my wife go to. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousins and that's the people that's the Negro women that I know go to. You know what I'm saying? But Beyonce got some classics. But she not something that I'm gonna listen to every day, all day, and I don't have to go out of my way to listen or see her shit. But white folk went up in arms on her performance. On that the Christmas halftime show, and I loved it. I didn't, it was a good performance. It was a great performance. Her daughter went out there and did the damn thing, and white folk treated them like shit. Right? They exposed
Big,
themselves because they can't see
that's
us.
what it is.
They can't see us stepping out and doing things that they do. Little do they know our own history and country.
And that's why we see this whole, um, this whole, critical race theory. All this stuff goes away. They want to put in their lies, saying black people didn't invent anything other than that horrible gangster rap. That's what black people is, ignoring the
Can you
history
say that
of
we
R&B, jazz.
can you say that we created country music and now you got fat ass Puerto Ricans like Fat Joe coming in saying that they fucking
Saying black
created hip
people
hop.
are broke and all this stuff. It's lies. Too many goddamn lies, and it
Well,
goes to the people in
I asked this
power.
question earlier and nobody gave me an answer yet. But I asked this question earlier. Do y'all know 25? And I'm gonna go smaller. I'm gonna give y'all some grace. Do y'all know five prominent uh, Puerto Ricans that influenced the world?
No, I right now
No.
I don't know.
I ask Africans these questions. Do you have 10 prominent Africans? I'd give different numbers depending on who I'm talking to. But Africans, Puerto Ricans, Hispanics. It's not a lot of people that actually touch the world. And I'm not even just talking about in entertainment. We talking about every aspect in every field of life. Negroes do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different immigrants don't. And Puerto Ricans specifically, when it come down to touching the world, I don't, is it one? Freddie Prince or something maybe? I don't, can anybody help me out?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much, but you say
Did Fat
black,
Joe touch the world?
FBA.
Was
No,
motherfuckers
he was
bringing
just a
back
guy from Terror
in
Squad.
Asia? No, I'm
It
just saying,
was
was
it
they
was
leaning back in Asia?
mm, probably not.
I know he was impactful in America. I ain't gonna hold you up. I was bumping the shit for a minute, but you know,
Yeah,
like
but
you
here's
said,
the
the
real
Terror Squad.
issue.
It wasn't just Fat Joe.
You ain't
Yeah,
sat
I
down
can
and
like
listened to no Fat Joe album front to end.
No, I'm just saying this is the couple of songs. I'm just Murder Inc.
it was built on Big
No,
Pun.
Because it was on
Let
the
me just say this.
radio.
Let me just
Because
say
you
this.
got
I'm
heavy
gonna just say
radio
this. I
rotation.
fucked with Murder Inc. overall. All right. That I'll just say that that was my time. That was my era in music anyway. But I fucked with Murder Inc. overall. I'm just saying I didn't exempt Fat Joe, but Fat Joe wasn't the nigga. I could listen to a whole Ja Rule album. I couldn't listen to a whole Fat Joe album. You
Yeah,
know.
Ja Rule is a legend.
I
Yeah.
couldn't even name
Ja Rule, you have.
five
I think
Fat
I
Joe
can name
songs
more.
to save my
Yeah,
life.
Ja Rule. Not just that Ja Rule, but I mean Tupac. You have like Nas. You have you know so many others. So
Chad,
many
Chad,
others.
Big Daddy
Chad.
Kane,
Did
Oh,
you
LL Cool
want to
J.
say something about Fat Joe?
Rap him.
Chad. I know Chad had something in particular he wanted to speak about on Fat Joe. So when he get back, even
Give
if
me a second. I'm
there you
about to
go,
pull up to the house. I'm gonna let y'all in on little secrets. I'll let you know. I'm almost to the crib now.
nigga, can't nobody hear you. You sound like Fat Joe.
Give
No,
me a
you
second.
all right. No, but Puerto Ricans. You know what? Julio off of Sanford and Son. I think he could. I think the world remember him, but he was on the Negro show, and that's probably why the world remember him. I don't know Puerto Ricans. I, Puerto Ricans always knew that they existed, and they got a few in Detroit and shit. I always knew that they existed, but they didn't come to prominence to me until Donald Trump threw paper towel at them in 2016. You get paper towel, and you get one, and you get one. You know. Um. So I asked y'all to name five. Nobody can name one Puerto Rican that touched the world. Hmm. Not even in
Carlito.
hip hop. Did Big Pun touch the world? Huh.
Big Pun touched his wife upside the head a couple of times.
Did he?
Yep,
I
that's
don't know
confirmed.
about the man' personal life, but I seen an interview with his wife. She had to walk out on a nigga because he was saying some shit about Fat Joe or something. Like Fat Joe never really showed no love or nothing to her after he died or something. I don't know. It was something. Or she said something and she should have apologized for some shit. She walked out. So and she looked like a no, she was Hispanic. Um, Puerto Ricans got bad tempers and shit. So if he had to go upside her head, that's their business. Um, so okay, so let's go to NXT real quick. And Chad, when you available, then we could get back on Fat Joe because I know it's something in particular that you wanted to say about him. But I want to go to NXT right quick. Um, I believe that Shawn Michaels is a racist. Um,
Didn't he dress up as Mark Henry in blackface? I think that was
he
No,
did
him
that
it.
was
when
X Pac.
DX did the whole Nation
That
of
was X
Domination.
Pac. No, that
Now
was
that
X
no,
Oh,
Pac
he
actually.
yeah, he
He
was
was
that
Shawn
already
sounded
out.
Michaels
like
was out
Yes.
Shawn.
by that time. But Shawn Michaels insinuated the N word on Raw when doing a promo with the Nation of Domination and the Hurt Foundation. He has some. I'm going to send y'all this. This is a big misconception about the Nation of Domination. Nation of Domination wasn't what everybody thought that it was. All right. They started out as a bunch of misfits who were angry about their career direction. That included the Puerto Ricans. Speaking of that, wow. Speaking of, ain't that a bitch? It included the Puerto Ricans, Los Barricos. I think Chains was in there. What was that big ass white man name?
I think it was
No,
Hogan.
Crush. It was Crush. It
Crush.
was Salvio Vega. It was the rap group PG-13 and
Yeah.
Farouk and D'Lo Brown.
So technically, Farouk was the only American Negro that was in there. D'Lo Brown was more like a bodyguard type. They wanted to have him put on that nation presence, and he could take the bumps. Um, he could take the bumps. But they didn't have him wrestling off rip, and they had them facing Ahmed Johnson, who was more like Ahmed Johnson came off like a coon. Really, he was a King Randall. Like, we work hard, and this is how you get there. And eventually he came in and joined them, but then he got hurt, and that kind of fucked that up. But what ended up happening was they had Clarence Mason, who was a lawyer for real, who they thought would do good for that role, and he did. I wish we had more managers like Clarence Mason because he could talk. He was talking. Y'all know who Clarence Mason is, right?
Oh yeah, the guy who
Yeah.
was at WWE and then WCW when they did the stupid Halloween 2000.
Yes. So and by the way, I think he should go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
But
but WWE hates managers, so
well, it's a lot of managers in there. Freddie Blassie, Bobby Heenan, and all that other different shit. They in there.
yeah.
Um,
But that's the old stuff. That's what Vince McMahon liked. I guarantee you, I don't think Vince McMahon even wouldn't even know what he is and stuff like that. I mean,
I tell
I mean,
y'all who
is Teddy
should be in the
Long in the
Hall of
Hall of Fame? Oh
Fame.
wait, Teddy Long is in the Hall of Fame.
I tell
So
y'all
yeah.
who should be in the Hall of Fame, and I tell y'all who is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the world. And trust me, I didn't care for him either until I started getting back into his work over the last couple of years. And this guy could have really been something in the business. Ernest the Cat Miller.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that
Ernest the
man
Cat
had
Miller.
charisma. He was a
All the
charisma
way.
machine, and the longest reigning commissioner of WCW. You got like
But he was
which
good
is
though,
I don't
cause
know
he'll
what the
tell you, nigga,
Isn't
you
he
gonna
like a
get in there
commissioner
ring
in
and face the
TNA as
Undertaker,
well?
I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like, what type of
no.
commissioner tell you he gonna whoop your ass? Like,
He was a real shooter.
he was a real shooter. He
He
came
Eric
at you like
Bischoff's
Muhammad Ali.
personal karate master.
He came at you like Muhammad Ali. He came at you like James Brown. There's nobody, I believe, that had a character in wrestling like
Uh,
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Speaking of like
Hey, he
those
got like
manager
James
type
Brown to appear at a
uh
pay per view.
remember
Yeah,
I
Slick
mean, that was amazing.
from early WCW? Remember
yeah.
Slick?
Slick was in WWF.
Oh, okay. He
Yeah.
managed Ron Simmons tag team, if I'm
Is
correct.
Ernest FBA?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad that you
And it's
asked that, but certain questions shouldn't need to be asked. So why
Yeah,
he
I
don't
don't
give
know.
you no
That
indication.
question
He
kind
from
of
the
offended
South.
me.
He's from the South. What the hell if he got a
We
Southern accent? Yeah, he a FBA. What African you know with a
gotta
FBA
make
with a
sure.
Southern accent? Hey,
All
Chad,
American.
do them Haitians in Georgia and shit? Do they got Southern accents?
Haitians in Georgia.
Ain't Florida.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, them niggas in
uh,
Millersville don't play that shit. Do they have American accents?
have
No,
you ever came across any that got a Southern accent?
no.
hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they might exist, but I haven't met one. So, but honestly, I think there should be Cat Meta. Hopefully, he's still with us. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's really good and talented. One of the reasons why I watched, the whole Glacier stuff because he was his understudy, and then and he broke off, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be a star and everything else.
I'm sorry, who you talking about?
Yeah, he was Glacier's partner or whatever in
Who?
WCW.
Who? Who?
Ernest the
Who?
Cat Miller.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how he was
yeah, I remember when
introduced.
he kind of first started this shit. But I like
Yeah,
his singles type shit. Ernest Scat Miller is
Hey,
highly
baby.
underrated, and the reason I say he highly underrated is because you get a lot of hate from white folk. White folk like to sit up there and say that he sucked, but he really didn't.
No, he did
And
not.
he was really good in WCW, and the WWF just didn't capitalize on him. I don't know what
he had a
happened there.
couple weeks there. He danced with Vince McMahon, and then he was on commentary for Velocity, and that was it.
And he was good on commentary.
I
You
don't know
know,
if you
I will use him today on commentary.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
tired of
WWE
Corey
has like
Graves, bro.
10 billion shows.
Corey
Oh,
Graves
yeah,
is fucking
get rid of
old.
Corey Graves. No.
I mean, he
I
been
would
passed
don't
since the
judge me on
beginning.
this one,
I
guys.
don't
But
know
I
when
would
he
rather
became a
see Corey
commentator.
Graves back in the damn ring than on that damn broadcast.
Oh, put him in a ring so he can suck ass and get the fuck on.
There you go. I'm hoping you was
put
picking
him
up
in
what
the
I was
ring so
putting
he
Yeah.
can
down.
get hurt and have to retire forever.
Yeah,
There you go.
paralyzed. Get paralyzed or something. Just die.
Damn.
Listen, if they not gonna get rid of these people, then they might as well just die. I don't want to see
They ain't
Corey
going to
Graves
do.
on there. I don't want to see Corey Graves. I don't want to see that Vic Joseph guy or whatever the fuck his name is. It's a lot of motherfuckers. Lillian Garcia, that horse looking bitch.
Why
Get
did
rid of
they
all them
bring that
motherfuckers.
damn bitch back?
I
Like,
don't.
why?
Nostalgia
Listen, you that
and
bitch make
cheap.
me want Tony Kimmel back.
Yeah, you can say
Nostalgia and
nostalgia,
probably
but
cheap.
nostalgia is supposed to last one day.
That ain't no damn nostalgia. I don't like that
You'd
bitch
be
no more.
surprised. People love old things.
Man,
We are
listen,
Nah,
not
if
the
you said
bruh.
generation
that
that grew
was
up.
visceral, then
Nah,
I was
bruh.
down with her.
Samantha
Yeah,
Irvin, and I don't know if she's FBA or not, but she
She
was the
mixed with
shit.
white, and her mama committed suicide.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Her white mama committed suicide.
Oh,
mm.
so the black daddy's still alive.
I think so. Yeah,
That makes me happy.
her daddy is a FBA, but her mama is a full blown white woman.
All right, y'all give me a second. I'm
Mm.
finna hop on the PC.
Yeah, she
All
gonna
right,
block
but
you if
yeah,
you
I'm
ask
about
her about
to.
her mama, but she'll chop it up with you on some other shit. I done chopped it up on with Samantha a couple of times.
Hmm.
She was mainly defending white folk. Like somebody will say something stupid to her, then I get on their head and she'll jump on my side, but then she'd be like lighten up. But then when I got to mentioning her mama and shit, she want to block a nigga. So fuck you, Samantha Irvin. Um, did y'all like Samantha Irvin as an announcer?
Oh, she was fine. She was really good.
Yeah,
You
Better
didn't
than
think that she
most.
did too
I
much?
really enjoyed her.
It's better than most.
I like what she was doing. How she got into her emotions. I didn't like how she sat down and none of that. I thought that was kind of lazy of her. But other than that, I liked it. The only thing I didn't like was that Cody Rhodes shit. It was just too damn much. That Cody
It fit
Rhodes
with the
shit.
moment. It fit with the moment, I think.
Everybody always say she did too much, but that one right there, because there was no emotional connection. There was no connection between her and Cody. They what the fuck? What's the connection? You know, if that's the case, then Lillian Garcia, how many times should Lillian Garcia had to say, in the name of women's champion, Trish Stratus, and they actually had connection. They was fucking. Y'all don't know about that, do y'all? Y'all
Wait,
didn't know
what?
about that, did y'all?
Mm.
Hold on, what happened?
Lily, Lillian Garcia was Trish Stratus' real wife in
Wow.
real life. Yeah. Look it up.
Hold on.
I found that these was old reports back in the day, but I came across one particular site that had the particular source. Yeah, yes, it's true. It's true. Chad, what's up?
Yeah. Well,
All right, let me get back on this real quick. Shawn Michaels is a racist. The thing is, like I said, Shawn Michaels is trying to. You got to know that it's a new regime. And I believe that he is trying to perform well in NXT to get to make his standards greater within TKO. So that maybe he can be Triple H's successor. You know what I'm saying? If Vince McMahon come back and I believe he'll fire Triple H, but he'll keep Shawn Michaels. You know what I'm saying? So Shawn Michaels gonna keep doing the best that he do, or maybe he actually got a passion for this business. But don't think that because he is booking these Negroes in the position that he's booking them in, that he gives a fuck about them as people. A lot of us have worked for white folk, and they will pay you, and they will pay you correctly, but you're still a nigger to them.
and they will replace you quickly if the best
Yeah.
white person comes along,
Hmm.
right?
Oh, the second that you can't perform your job, they won't hesitate. The second that you can't perform your job. You know, any other time you perform your job, he'll even give you a bonus if you could do your job well. But the second that you can't, ain't no second chances.
No
That's Mr.
second
Charlie for
chance.
you.
Yeah. Again, we are
Uh,
just not in a position of strength. That's the issue. And
Mike,
like I
you in the
said, I
small
think.
town. Mike, you in the small town of Texas, right?
Yeah, San Angelo, Texas.
Um, who runs so you don't have a lot of tethers. We was talking about businesses earlier, and owner you out in the country too with the backwoods. Are y'all in the Are y'all in the black area or are y'all in the white or diverse area?
Well, all my
Where
neighbors
I'm at,
black. All my neighbors is family members. So it's all black people down here.
That's still some southern shit. Family right there. Whole goddamn city. Uh that's love right there. Uh what about you, Mike?
I I see more white folks where I'm at. I do see some black folks. I don't know if they're FBA or not. So it's a bit diverse.
You potentially got tethers out there.
Yeah, I've came
Um
across them.
so
They've got potential tether.
how do these white folk interact with you? Like you work with them, you went to school with them, you know, if you go out to bars and all that shit, you know, yeah.
I don't really
Um
go to bars, but I went to school. When I was going to school, it was mostly it was a mix. You had white folks, but you also had Mexicans, and there were some black
so
folks. There's a bit more white folks than Mexicans. I think it was like mostly white.
who runs your essential businesses? Your for the everyday gas station, convenience store, clothing stores, you know,
White.
businesses, the things.
There's one black-owned convenience store in my town. It's two Mexican restaurants. Most of the business is
Got a
owned by white
black owned
people.
pizza shop.
Oh, there's a Mexican grocery store too.
I know there's a black owned pizza restaurant owned by I believe it's like my stepmom's cousin.
How do these other people treat y'all when you associate yourselves with them, whether you working with them or just walking down the street or you know in a public area?
I haven't. It's just like neutral where
So it's neutral, so they could smile and be kind with you to your face, right? Like they cordial with you in your face, right?
yeah they can be cordial in my face.
Owner.
I don't trust nothing that's not black, man.
I'm not. I know. I get that. I don't trust nothing that's not
But
black
but
either. What I'm saying
they got
is,
what?
you know how these people fake
Yeah,
with you.
but that's
Uh,
how it is down here. They act they pretend to be nice, but they really mean.
yeah.
They
They
say nice
out
shit,
in
but in a
Florida,
mean way.
Chad. Out
They
in
ask you
Florida, them white motherfuckers will be saying some shit, boy. They think they good. They think they
like
smooth
they act
too.
like they checking up on you. Like, hey, what you doing over here? Like, what you doing around? Like, yeah, that type of shit.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Negro.
My experience is a little different. It's a little bit more hostile where I'm at. Um, I've almost gotten fights at the job. Men calling me boys. Tethers using the word boy to drive
Hold
down.
on, man. You be up, got a feeling sometimes. You be starting shit now.
No, 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 no. I'm not starting shit.
No, you good. I got you. So
I'll give
no,
an
really,
example.
no, literally, like out in Delaware and Connecticut, they're more open to telling you something, right?
I would say that it all depends on where you're at and what area. I know that when tethers have the majority, it doesn't matter if they're Latino, Jamaicans, Mexicans. When they feel that they have the upper hand in an institution or a place of business,
it's automatically dumped on the Negro season.
Yeah,
That's just some of the experiences that I have, and I get really frustrated. Um, I had one little Mexican chick or Spanish chick or whatever. She's using the N word and stuff, and when I started really confronting her ass about it, I'm out of a job. You know,
yeah,
I lose my. That they'll like say he's the problem. No, you're allowing this woman to say the N word, and you're saying that she's black and she ain't effing black. She ain't an effing Negro. You know. So these are some of the things I've experienced that I get very frustrated with as a man. And then you apply for jobs, and it's a tether that's on the effing board. I'm making sure I'm muting myself, and they'll deny you from a job. I got a letter where I was like 90 point 92 points from getting a job, and they specifically went out their way to railroad me because of my education. So it's like, what's the point of getting an advanced degree when they're not honoring it? When you're not getting the same opportunities that should be afforded to you. This is the
right.
reason why I created my own opportunity and quit depending on these crackers. You know, I mean, I'm just, I'm kind of like up to 1,000 with these guys personally. I just really given up on the system. I don't want even nothing to deal with them. I'm all set.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
the problem because again, they trying to be, all these people, the Africans who and all this other stuff that just they will act the most aggressive to you. They will spit on you, spit on black folk, just to be like, hey, we're on the team, white folk. And more often not than not, they will cut you off immediately. You can tell all these people in tethers and all these immigrants and everything else. It's funny because people like say all this stuff. And yeah, guess what this whole weekend was going off? Everyone was going off of the HB visa stuff. It was mostly on Indians and such. They're going off like we all know about the Mexicans and everything else. So it's just like they will eat each other. That's what the whole thing is. They're eating each other, and they don't. And and they. I don't think if they realize it, or they probably do realize it, or they don't. You know, it's that type of
they
doggy dog type of thing, man. It's
trying to
even
find
if they get eaten down, even when that happens to you, even when that happens to everybody around you, they will still because they say at least I am above the Negro. I'm above the American Negro. That's all I want because they see the crimes here that we have been perpetuated against us. They see the horrible treatment and everything else. Instead of like, okay, let's all try to fight, they will say they will tag team the oppressor and say, yes, I will do that just to get at least one rung above the American Negro.
All right, 1 second. I'm
Uh,
putting something up in the jumbotron. I put it up the last time, but I did this video. I ran across this Malcolm X interview. The one he was saying pretty much down the road, but Elijah Muhammad said, "Listen, if y'all don't give American Negroes the proper land to build and contribute to America, instead of y'all trying to be friendly with everybody else in the fucking world." Trying to be show that y'all top boss, top dog in the world, and y'all gonna get outran. And it is happening right now. It's
Exactly.
happening right now. Honorable Elijah Muhammad was telling them this, meaning that white folk knew this shit. They knew this shit, and it's coming to pass. So just check that out. I got to get back on the wrestling tip. So check this out. It's getting late, just like I thought. So if everybody is available within a day or two, then we can just focus solely on the bamboozled review. But we're not gonna be able to get that in tonight. But everybody did check it out. Mike, you said
Sorry.
that you watched it, right? Chad, you said that you got it. Duke, you said that you seen it, but I want you to refresh yourself if you can. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I can do
Um,
that tomorrow if I'm
I got
feeling
a
up to
link
it.
for you. I got a link for you. It's a good link. That you can watch it and it's all clear and it's no hassle with this link and shit too. So you could check that out and then we could hit a deep review because that movie is wrestling with racism and we're gonna tie that in together tomorrow. or tomorrow or Tuesday if everybody is available. Um, I'll keep everybody informed on that and everybody availability. Let's get back on the wrestling real quick. Let's just try to get about 30 more minutes in, and then I'm gonna have to get ready to cut it. Um, so we on NXT right now. I laid out Shawn Michaels' reasons for pushing black people, but do y'all believe that Shawn Michaels is a racist? Do
Hmm.
you believe that Shawn Michaels is a racist? And we know that he's a great booker, but we know that he's booking these black people. It's nature for the black talent that they have is nature for him to use them and them to perform as well as they are. But we know he don't necessarily give two shits about their personals. Do y'all believe that Shawn Michaels, and y'all know his history, you know how close he is with Vince McMahon. You know how close he's Vince McMahon's boy. He's Vince McMahon's boy's toy. He's Vince McMahon's faggot. Because I believe that Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson were fucking Shawn Michaels. Matter of fact, people don't even know Pat Patterson was fucking The Rock. That was his creation. That's his boy. Okay, y'all know that, right?
Hmm.
No, no, no. Okay.
I don't doubt it.
Wait,
Uh,
Pat
I'm not
Patterson fucked
doubting
a
it.
rock in the ass? What?
probably so. Um, that's his creation. He created The Rock from a pup. I'll put you up. With documents. Um, yeah, more than likely. Yeah. Um, the knowing that Shawn Michaels is a degenerate. Okay. Do y'all believe that Shawn Michaels is a racist, or do you believe that he got over it? Mike, not got over it, outgrew it. Mike, Chad, Duke. Nobody want to throw
Nah.
It's
their
a
favorite wrestler under
whole
the table.
fucking
Ooh. I mean,
you
at
gotta
that
go on the
point, that's a big
I
statement
think Shawn
because I think
Michaels
Nobody
that's
want
probably
to
a.
throw
still
their
I
racist.
mean,
wrestler.
that's a big
Nobody want to
statement to
throw their
say
favorite
Sean
under the
is a
table.
racist.
to
I
to
mean,
get over being a
is he?
racist.
I mean, I know him and Vince had some stuff back in the day. That's why he got away with a lot more stuff, and maybe that was. But I mean, if he is a racist, I mean, would I be surprised? No.
He's from Texas. He's from San Antonio, Texas.
Mm.
He's a degenerate.
And
He's Vince
it-
McMahon's boy. He's Triple H's right hand. He is a white man from Texas. He is Shawn Michaels. If he didn't give a fuck about white people, then imagine what he gives a
Considering how
fuck
he did
about
Trick
black
Williams at
people.
when Trick won the North American title, yeah, that convinced me.
Wait, what happened after that? What happened?
Like when Trick Williams won the beat Dom Mysterio for the North American Championship, and then
and
not
he lost to the
about what was
next
it?
night.
He lost it like a week or two later. It's like
No,
that right there. I was like,
I'm
yeah,
not saying, I'm not gonna say he racist
that
off of his
convinced me that
booking.
Strong was
I'm
probably
not gonna say he
racist.
racist off of his booking, especially where with
Yeah,
where Triple
based
Williams
off
is
that
right
there.
now.
Yep, and what he's done to
You
I
Trick.
wouldn't
think
say
he just put a
racist. I think he's I don't know, man, but I just say this. Yeah, I don't want to throw all that term out there. You know, I could because again, could be wrong. I don't think Mike Shawn Michaels personally. I don't know him. I don't think he is a racist. I don't think he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is. He's a good way of hiding it.
Jimmy
But
Carter smiled for a lifetime. Jimmy Carter smiled for 100 years.
that's true.
Um,
Can
owner,
I give my opinion about
I
it?
got you. I got you. I'm about to get past the last two, and then I got you. Owner,
Yeah, you don't just get over being a racist. It's not something you outgrow.
you sure? Because it's white
And I
folks
don't,
word.
and even
Like,
if you could, I don't think Shawn Michaels is going through the process. He ain't even begun.
so if he could, he wouldn't, right? That's what you saying?
Nah, he would stick. He would, even if he would gain from stopping not being a racist, he would continue to be a
Yeah,
racist.
yeah. I believe so too. So we got one person up here that's on. Chad, Chad is not available. I think Chad think that Shawn Michaels racist too, but I'm not gonna speak for the man. We're gonna hold off on that. Negro,
Um,
Negro.
yeah, I think he has a I think I'll put him in the same light as Jane Elliott. This man has spoke about systematic racism, but he doesn't speak on reparations.
No,
And
not Shawn Michaels is not that at all. Shawn Michaels is not a
no, no,
sympathizer.
no, no,
Shawn,
no. Wait. I have an article that I posted up that he's talked about and got in a heated exchange about systematic racism. So if he's talking about systematic racism, the thing is, what are you going to do to
Shawn
remedy?
Michaels.
Yeah, brother, I have the article right up there in the
Yeah, check it
jumbotron,
out.
right there. Yeah. I'm not bullshitting you, man. That's why I said that he's a Jane Elliott. He's a
What the
Jane
hell
Elliott.
is this?
Hey, bro. Hey,
Wow,
bro.
it's shocking.
I'll be digging. I'll be digging, bro. I'll be getting the facts.
Go ahead while I read this. Go ahead.
He's what I would consider a Jane Elliott type of individual, a Jane Elliott white person. They will talk about the plight of black people, but don't talk about the remedies and the repair and to support black people. So it's a falseality. That what makes it even more diabolical. Malcolm X even touched upon some of the premise of that's like putting the knife into somebody's back, and only pulling it out like a couple of inches.
And
That's
then
Brother
in
Malcolm
some,
there. I'm not.
yeah,
Yep.
he
Go
said
ahead.
that the true way to solve it is to pull the knife out of it and actually let the wound heal. Then they only pull a little bit. In fact, he said, I think continue it if I'm paraphrasing, hopefully I'm right. He says most black people, most white folk will deny the knife is not even there, and I think that's what that's what we are in the position is that no one wants to acknowledge the knife or the gunshot wound, I basically call it, because it's just no one wants to call it because it's just that means they would have to realize, look in the mirror, and say, "Oh gosh, this country wasn't built by like honest white perfect people. It was built on this on black people, the slaves, and everything else." And no one wants. That means you have to have that pay of reparations, and actually, like say, okay, let's to actually fix the problems because you did. I guarantee you that a lot of things would actually be more positive in this nation instead of just, you know, letting things
5 years ago.
fester.
This was 2019.
No,
Yeah.
2020, I think. 2020
Well, the
during
article.
It
the
say 5 years ago. Wait a minute. I'm gonna Google this. Just go ahead. This shit not
So
Well,
this
making
is
sense
before
because I've never
pandemic.
heard this before.
I did some googling. So, like, what I did was like Brett Michaels. I saw that he spoke on systematic racism. That was like I'm like okay. Jane Elliott spoke on systematic racism. Then I punched up. Did it Brett My or whatever the guy that wrestler's name is? Did he support reparations? There was nothing that came up about that. So I was like, oh, so this guy's just talking about systematic racism, but not giving
Negro.
a solution.
Most white sympathizers don't. No white sympathizers speak on reparations. As a matter of fact, a
From
lot
my
of people don't speak on reparations. That speak on social issues. A
and
lot
I
of
in my
remember
motherfuckers like
everybody loved
that's like the Denzel with Denzel Washington publicly speak on reparations. You know what I'm saying? He'll
well,
speak on
yeah. So
social
that's
issues, but he won't mention reparations. You know what I'm saying?
very
Reparations is not a mainstream conversation. As a matter of fact, Shawn Michaels could have an understanding of certain things and probably won't even think to mention reparations because it's not a everyday mainstream conversation.
oh
So
no,
you
it's
not
can't
yet.
it doesn't.
hold
Wait,
that
wait. I got.
against him,
Yeah, I
especially
can.
on the
Whoa, whoa,
quick.
whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, I can. Stop bailing out this white man. He
Oh
he's speaking.
no, I'm not bumming him out because I'm letting him know that he's a racist. But I'm just saying, I'm just speaking on a general aspect. It's not a mainstream conversation for
Neither is
anybody, black or
neither is
white.
neither is systematic racism and other things. That's not a mainstream thing either. That's
Systematic
all.
racism is more mainstream
No. They've been downplaying that, and they consider it in the fall of CRT. Like, can we be frank about this? It is normally frowned upon by the white dominant
Not
society.
to
They,
mention, not to mention, this is probably the only fucking conversation that he had that got public on this. So you're not gonna find no other conversation about this. I'm shocked that this conversation even happened. Matter of fact, I'm starting to even doubt that this happened. Who was the producer?
It's unnamed.
Huh?
wait, yeah, God names
It's an
it. The
AI
names
story.
is in there.
Let
What do
me
you
just
mean? Is
see. But yeah,
I didn't see no name.
let's see. No name.
I'm on another. I'm on another one. This was in June 2020. So yeah, this was around George
Yeah,
Floyd and shit. Yeah.
yeah, and also swinging back to whole reparations. You noticed something, by the way, that even the great Bernie Sanders, that everyone loves him. Most of these white folk love him. He said, "Oh, asked about reparations." He went out and just said, "It's not feasible." Quickly and
Who
just
said that?
efficiently said
Who
that.
said who?
Bernie
Who?
Sanders. Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders. He
Yeah.
said like saying reparation not feasible quickly. He ended that real quick. I mean, imagine like someone
With
saying
that
that.
authority in his voice, right? And this the guy
Mm-hmm.
that's supposed to be fighting systematic racism, right?
Yeah, he's like class warfare, all that stuff, which is, the white folks set that up themselves. But you put that whole he got that bass in his voice when he said, "It's not feasible, not feasible." Like, okay, yeah, all right, you can, you let some black sisters, interrupt one little thing there, and that's like, oh, that's my reparation. No, that's
I
not.
want to say this about Shawn Michaels while I'm reading this. Because there's not no specifics on the producer. Another thing that's not specific on is if he was talking about inequalities when it come down to black people, or was he talking about when it come down to sex, or was he talking about when it come down to gender type shit? When it, what specific inequalities was he talking about? Now I'm assuming with it being around the George Floyd situation that maybe he did talk about inequalities with black people, but I believe that he possibly forefronted other issues too. Go ahead, Negro.
Well, we got to keep in mind that it was Black Lives Matter prints are all over this thing. So, and you said that he was a funny bunny. So I really looking at it from
Well, the
like your
person that reported it was Sean Ross, and he's a fucking racist himself.
okay,
Fucking
okay.
bitch. That's
So
from
so
Fightful. So
so
he
so
is, and I believe he may have mocked or something or got into some shit. I don't know. He blocked me every time I'd say something to him.
okay. So this is how I look at this. This is what I consider from my school of thought that I call them integrated restitutionists. Seeking declared and equitable relief to prevent deprivation of privileges and rights under the color of anti-slavery for the American Negro. Integrated restitutionists from the lineage-based community believe that non-lineal people have a right to determine the justice claim for Negro Black American descendants who survived the transatlantic slave trade, U.S. chattel slavery, and open oppression of white supremacy. I'm tired of other groups speaking on the plight of black people, but not putting our issues, which is reparations, in the forefront. We have said reparations, hate crime bill, dismantling of police, or holding police accountable. These are the things that we have like shouted at the top of our lungs and have not gotten any support in these areas. But they give us a substitute, just like that knife that they're going to pull out 3 inches deep by still keeping the knife in. I look at him as the same thing, which is even more dangerous because you're trying to act like a friend to our community when you actually really an enemy or pushing
I'm
another
trying to
agenda,
figure out where
which
this
is
shit came from because the thing is, it is no, especially in 2020, it was nobody for him to cater to. It's not like no other black producers in the WWE. Is no black powers that be in the WWE. Is no top black wrestlers, especially in 2020 at that time in the WWE. So, I do believe that he pushed other issues into the forefront. This is new to me that this happened.
Hey,
This is
hey,
still
brother, you know I'm gonna find some articles and stuff to see where
Yeah,
you're
and
coming from.
that's why.
thi- this is
So
still this is still
I'm
this
gonna
is
come.
still this is still new stuff to me. But the thing is, who was he fronting in front of? Because there was nobody there. You know what I'm saying? It was
Well,
nobody there.
we got to keep in mind during that time frame, all the white people were quote unquote mad, and they were out during our
So this is
protest.
probably
George Floyd.
conversations that he been having, and he probably got triggered because he probably had this conversation with a friend or an uncle or something, earlier that day or some shit. I don't. I need to get more into that. I need to read more into that. We got to get ready to move on right quick because I got to get ready to cut it. So we did NXT. Do anybody got anything else to say about NXT? Let's
I,
talk about
I
Trick Williams right quick.
I just want to close out and say that this guy, I feel like he's doing what I consider Negro fetishization, where they fetishize over Negro memorabilia and stuff of that nature and act like they're their
Well, see,
friends.
that's why I don't trust white folks. So, like, it doesn't matter if white folks speak because, who they're speaking to. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if white folk feel sympathetic or some other type of shit. Shawn Michaels is in a position of power, to where he could do things creatively with black people. The funny part is, matching up with that, he is doing exceptionally well with black people. Out of anybody in the industry that's writing these black people, Shawn Michaels is doing it right. So I am going to hold my judgment. However,
So
I
he's
do.
doing it right because it's profitable, brother.
Well,
See,
no,
white
just
people
Yeah, it's the
think
same
no,
thing.
Negro. Hear me, hear me. Shawn Michaels is a racist. I've said all of this time and time again. Shawn Michaels is a racist, and it is profitable for him. He's in line to be up under Triple H if they choose to get rid of him on the creative aspect. So Shawn Michaels is obviously using the natural talent that he has, which is the blacks, and make the black people and making them succeed more than anything else because it's his nature. And if you look at the talent that they have up there, they are more talented than all of the whites that's in there. So yes, it is beneficial to him to present them the way that he's presenting them. But
it
it's
comes
just,
across like bamboozle. It comes across like that movie Bamboozle that you sent me, brother.
I think you misunderstanding what
Oh,
I'm telling you.
oh, but
I'm not
also it
100% agreeing
reminds
with you.
me.
I think you're
Um,
missing that.
I
I
think the
hope that
real
you're not
issue.
missing that.
Hmm,
Go ahead,
I
Dick.
have to say this. It reminds me of what Fox did back in the early '90s. If you remember, they got all these black shows. Martin, Living Single. You got Mad TV. You got all
Right.
this other stuff. And once that money was there, guess what happened?
Well,
They
see,
end up picking up
They they
friends.
pimp.
but see, this is what we talking about when it go down from the transition to um NXT to WWE. Again, what if Shawn Michaels is there what if Shawn Michaels is put in that position to say, hey, do this shit with the niggers, but when they come down to making real money, we're not going to do shit with them, but do something with the niggers so that white folk could look at the WWE brand and say, they can always point and say, hey, look what we did with this nigger, and look what we're doing with this nigger, and look what we're doing with that nigger. Do you believe that that's a possibility as well? Shawn Michaels is
Yes.
being put in that position to do things with them for the WWE's image. Mind you, Trick Williams is a world champion. Obafemi is a top player in the NXT. Wesley is a top player in the NXT, but more than likely they're all making close to $100,000, if not
You-
less.
wait. Can we look at it from a Negro League perspective? They're stopping these Negro black people from one unionizing. They're stopping them from creating their own wrestling situation their own brand because now they feel like they're falsely accepted by a community that fucking hates their guts. Like, can we
Well,
be
that's exactly what it is. You
so
know,
so?
that's exactly
It's
what
a
it is.
long term strategy.
And even and it's crazy because even white folks starting to notice it. You know, Ronald Peckerton Ron said something that he never really me get an opportunity to explain. He said, when black wrestlers are winning, it's called pandering, and when they losing, it's called racism. Which one is it? It's both because there's no sincerity behind it. They're only allowing certain wrestlers to win because of the heat that they're under right now. You know what I'm saying? But then when it comes time to these time to really get down moments, like you said, Carmelo Hayes wrestled Sami Zayn the other day. He lost. How many big matches have Carmelo Hayes won since he got on the WWE roster?
only against Andrade, and then he's been losing ever since. He got
Yeah,
squashed in 20 seconds with Braun Strowman, and
yeah.
this is the frustrating part: is that they could do something with them. And what about the Street Profits? Remember the Street Profits? They had
Well, we
that
about to
one
go.
good
I'm
online
about to
promo.
go on to the W. I'm about to. Hold on. All right, let's close out NXT. See, that's the thing. I've been trying to stay in order. I've been trying to stay in order.
All right, no problem.
Um, so let's transition out of NXT right quick. Chad, let Shawn Michaels racist or just a good booker. Chad, Chad, keep going in and out. Okay, we can move on to Raw and SmackDown. Before we move on to Raw and SmackDown, um, who was I talking to? Owner. Okay, so we was trying to do the recap of the week. So Duke and Mike, did y'all see Raw and SmackDown this week?
Nope.
Do you know what happened, or pretty much do you got a black update? That's all I'm focusing on right now.
Let's see.
I
Cody
know that
Rhodes
the
came
new
back
day. I
and
know that the new day had their thing, and we could talk about the new day right quick. I know that the new day had their thing to where Kofi Kingston mother turned her back and walked away from him, and even like Christmas pictures. She was there with him on Christmas, and then on social media he scribbled her out and shit like that, trying to play to the character and shit. Kofi Kingston is Ghanaian. His mother is Ghanaian. I think that his mother may have been visiting because they never portrayed her on TV and they never had pictures of her before. Now all of a sudden she here, so she may have just been visiting for him for the holidays, and they used her to further advance the storyline. Um, I made the joke that she fled away from her son the way that she fled away from Ghana. You know, we all got American Negro mothers, right? Right? Everybody? None of y'all got
Yeah,
American Negro mothers.
100%. Absolutely.
Nah.
yeah,
I'm just checking
yeah.
right quick. I'm fucking with y'all. Chad, is you there or not, motherfucker? Shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Um,
Also, what I remember when WWE did that stupid stuff with Shelton Benjamin and had his mama
wait a minute.
looking like a terror.
Oh man, Mama Benjamin. That wasn't stupid. I liked it. I liked it. I
Mm,
liked it. I liked
mm.
it. That was Thea. Y'all don't know
Sheldon
Thea. I know
Benjamin's
Thea.
mama in Gold Dust was amazing.
That shit was funny as hell. I liked it. Cause you know why I liked it? Did y'all notice she was the writer?
Yeah, she was a real
Oh,
comedian. They brought in a
No,
real
no,
actor.
she's a legendary comedian, but she's a writer. She was the writer for the WWE, and they liked her personality so much that they put her on TV. She was a writer for the WWE, and
Patrice
that's how. She,
O'Neal wrote for WWE. They gave him a spot
and
on the
he
show.
left because he's
yeah,
like it was too much of a cold atmosphere. He said this is too much of a cult, and I'm like, well,
it's really different. They this is really different. So that he that's not his type of environment. Some people deal with that shit and some people don't. That's why WWE writers always been a constant rotation. But I like the Mama Benjamin gimmick. If she did, I believe that she did write it because that was the most authentic. You seen your mama on motherfucking WWE TV, and if that wasn't
Mm.
your mama, that was
No,
your
maybe it's
grandma.
just me. My mom was different, a bit different. She's like she was yeah she's like she could be a little out there, but sometimes but more often now she's just chill.
I mean, my mama wasn't. I mean, you get what I'm saying. You at least got an auntie like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It just didn't seem like it was stereotyped. It seemed authentic. You know what I'm saying? And
Maybe it was to me,
I believe that's
but I don't
because
trust.
she wrote it. Y'all gotta know this
Oh
lady.
well,
Y'all gotta know this lady. Her name is Thea Vidal. She had a show called Thea, and
Now, can you hear me now?
yeah, motherfucker, where the hell
Get
you
these
at?
pliers. All right.
You the one that's sitting up here advocating for the PC for me, and then you get on the PC and can't nobody hear your motherfucking ass.
Nah, that was my fault. I had Call of Duty in the background. I'm sorry.
We moved
Uh,
on from that, but just real quick, do you believe that Shawn Michaels is a racist?
absolutely.
Why?
I believe he's a racist and opportunist. The reason why I believe he's a racist is he's always had these little small innuendos, the HB shizzles, the dancing
Yeah,
and parading with the New Day. Hold on, Triple H. I speak jive. Yeah, he always had those. Oh, Brett said the N word. He's always had these little
I
small
remember how they did they shit a little bit after the remember the DX when they had the podium and shit. They recreated that shit, but was using the modern Negro terms today.
oh yeah.
Uh, we will not say cooking on TV and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
any
And
racial appetence. Yeah.
yeah, they was rubbing that shit in our
Rod and
face because that
Sexy
was
Red.
after that. They was rubbing that shit in our face because that was after that SummerSlam thing. But yeah, bringing in Sexy Red and
Inviting
doing what?
Cody to the cookout.
Oh my God,
Man, don't get me
they knew
started
what they
on
was
that
doing
Cody
on that
shit.
shit.
Oh, I hate that stuff, man. This is
They
the
knew what they was
desperation.
doing.
Cody Raheem
Dog
Rhodes. I'm
shit.
so sick of that shit.
If
They
I
knew
see
what
that
they
nigga
was.
at the cookout, I'm poisoning his
Tired of
food.
seeing coons out here buck dancing for Cody Rhodes.
They knew what they was
That's
doing with that shit. The WWE was because they knew how disrespectful it was. And actually, Cody addresses me indirectly. You know what I'm saying? He addresses me indirectly, and I am the only one that got detailed on how I felt that it was disrespectful on what Cody said. It's on another page I got. I'm gonna have to go back and find this, but it was something real deep. And then he had an interview kind of addressing what I said, and then he went a completely disrespectful route after that. He said that he recognized that people are disrespectful for saying that he's black, but he appreciates the fact that black people love him in that way or some shit like that. That fucked me up, and I got in his ass about that. Go ahead, Negro. I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna find that. I
I got a
forgot about that.
TMZ. I got a TMZ article or a TMZ clip saying that he's a fruit bully. You can play it, whatever, but you know I got to do some digging. Did some digging. I have it up in the jumbotron right now. And you know how TMZ be thoroughly investigating, family. You know how TMZ be thoroughly investigating.
Negro. Why it sound like you casing the crime scene of Jordan Neely right now? Where you at?
I'm on my headphones. My bad. My
I
earbud.
remember something like this
Okay.
because
Yeah.
Darren Young had came out. Speaking of Darren Young, was Darren Young an American Negro or was he black in any way? What the fuck was that? What was that?
I
I
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, but I haven't did enough digging on that
Darren
part.
Young is
I was just focusing on that guy that you're talking about,
no, I
Sean.
know. I just seen that he was in that clip. Shawn Michaels is a well known faggot. He posed for the Playgirl in the bathtub with nothing but a wrestling belt on. Shawn Michaels got a history of stories of him being a faggot. Triple H too. As a matter of fact, China, whose birthday was the other day, and I gave a lovely tribute to her on TikTok. One of her appearances on Larry King live after Anna Nicole Smith died. That shit was funny. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. But I heard that she was pegging both Triple H and Shawn Michaels on a nightly basis. Um,
Wow.
the uh, so um um let's I gotta hurry up and speed through this. Raw. The New Day. So besides the New Day, where do y'all think they going with the New Day thing? Okay. Do y'all think it's returning to Big E? Returning. I don't think that they gonna break them up. I think somehow they gonna come back together. I don't think that I think that this fell into the WWE hands with the heat that the New Day getting. I don't think that they had no concrete plans for the New Day beyond that 10th year anniversary thing. It's just so happened that that shit got hot. So Duke, where you think I didn't even know he was down. Duke,
Hey,
where
hey,
you think they leading
hey,
with the New Day?
HBK. Check your
Yes.
back channel. I got the picture of that Brett Favre and that Brett Shawn Michaels and all that other weird stuff you talking about. Yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about, bro.
Oh no,
This
I
dude.
already know. You ain't even have to send that. You really didn't have to send that. That
My
are
bad, my
well
bad,
known pictures and
my
shit.
bad.
Actually, that don't seem right. Um,
Yeah, my bad on that. My bad on that, bro.
no, you good. Who did I ask? Duke. What do you think they going with the New Day if you're available? Mike, where you think they going with the New Day? Deportation 2025. Where you think they going with the New Day?
I'd want to say that this may lead to like maybe they get a full reunion. They get maybe they go after the tag team titles, but that would be too optimistic. I don't think Triple H will pull the trigger on that.
Well, let's look at this right quick. Um,
That's not going to
they
happen
were
anytime soon.
teasing.
And personally, in my opinion, and I have to leave after this. My throat's acting up a bit, so I'm just going to say this is just a stalling tactic, and Triple H ain't going to do anything with him. They didn't do anything with the Street Profits. They're not doing anything. It's just like, oh, we need someone with the heat magnet. Okay, go just go out there and they'll just keep booing you until eventually you'll get
Until we
cheered or
figure this shit
something
out,
because
right?
they ain't good. They're not doing anything with the tag titles. I mean, WWE doesn't do much with the tag championships anyway. And I feel like
Mm.
if the Lucha Brothers would have been there, the Lucha Brothers would be where the War Machine is. They just okay. We bought this new team. We'll just push them and screw everybody else. And that's the problem with WWE. They have the new stuff, but they don't know what to do with the stuff they have in their in their own
Yep.
their own stuff. And that's all it is. And anyway, I have to head out. I'll talk to
Well,
y'all
Duke,
later.
one thing,
See y'all
real
later.
quick.
Peace.
Duke. Duke. All right. On cheer chat. Where do
Yes,
you
sir.
see them going with the Mike? You threw me off with the New Day Tag Team title thing. Um, because I don't see how that could come back to Big E. My ultimate thing was, do you go back to Big E? And I mean, first of all, if he can't wrestle, what was the point in that? If he can wrestle, do you think that that's going to bring them back together, or do you think that because what is a 2-on-1 situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, that, okay, who you about to get the team up with you? Who's loyal enough to team up with you and all this other different shit? It just it's like Duke said. I think they stalling because they didn't have no concrete plans for them. I just don't think that they thought that they was gonna get the heat that they got. Uh, Chad, where you at with it?
I really don't know what they're gonna do with it, bro. It's a lot of things that they can do with it. I was for you already know my
Make sense of
position.
what?
I wanted them to break up, and I wanted to be FBA versus every others, but they didn't go that route. I thought that that's what they was gonna go, and I think that probably would have been the best thing to do. It would have been something new. It would have been something that's actually going on. These white people know what's going on in these places. They're not stupid. That could have been something that they capitalize on, but they also probably see the power of that. I don't know what they're going to do with them. I agree with you when you say they did not expect to get this type of heat. With that being said, where do you go from there? Is this going to be another one of those write-offs that Triple H has been doing for the past half a decade, or is this going to be something cutting edge and brand new? I really don't know, but I am watching.
So I don't have time to talk about Triple H's booking. I really wanted to get into that because Triple H is boxing himself in the corner. We may have time. I may have to just extend it for a little bit longer because that is important. Owner, where you at with the New Day?
I'm amazed they still have jobs with the WWE.
No, they're an attraction.
Well, but the WWE clearly don't see it that way. They're
No, they
looking for a
see
new
it. That's
title.
why they got them. They good for house shows and dark matches and shit. That counts for something. Um, that do count for something. So, you know, also their exit, and this is gonna be interesting to see their exit. They exit over the last couple of years would not have been taken so kindly. You
But
know,
you can tell they aren't sitting down writing stories for these guys. They're not coming up
not
with
at all.
ideas. They're not. They they aren't really putting any effort behind this. They're just that they looked up that they got the reaction that they got the other night, and they're gonna roll with that. But they really don't have any direction.
So if everybody go on my YouTube, like I said, rational racism is documented. Everything is documented since May. Everything before May, everything has been documented on a weekly, bi-weekly basis since May. And from my perspective, including my historical thoughts. Some of the stuff that I've done before May is chopped up in there too. Um, but I'm gonna start from here. I'm gonna start recent. Everybody pay attention to everything that I posted since my SummerSlam post in August or early September. Sometime in August, whenever the fuck SummerSlam was, the episode before the SummerSlam, the episode after SummerSlam, and everything after that. Um, it's clear as day that first of all, I did a program to where I said that people are noticing that Triple H is starting to pander to American Negroes. We know that the WWE haven't done nothing with the New Day since pretty much Big E got hurt. Uh, Kofi really hasn't done nothing. Haven't gotten nowhere near the WWE title. They haven't gotten nowhere near the tag team titles. Xavier Woods won the King of the Ring, and I think he got hurt shortly thereafter, but he wasn't hurt long. But they did not expand on the fact that he was king, and they didn't try to do anything with him to elevate him since, and they just pretty much had them stagnant. Matter of fact, Bubba Ray Dudley, when I went on his show and I said stagnant, he said stagnant. What the fuck you mean they're stagnant? Da, 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 da. They've been on top for 10 years. What more do you want them to do? And I'm like, oh. When it come down to Negroes, it's what more do you want? It's always how I end up with white folk. What more do you want? Mind you, the New Day technically haven't done shit. Specifically, the American Negro Xavier Woods, who got the least success out of anybody in the New Day. But obviously, like I said, in 2024, they haven't done shit with the New Day. And with all the heat that Triple H was getting, and like I said, all my shit is documented, so we know the talks that was going on around that time. There was a lot of pressure on Triple H to pander to us in some way. That's how we got Sexy Red. That's how we got Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson coming up on SmackDown for the little couple of times that they did. But the New Day all of a sudden got Odyssey Jones the next day on Raw, and that's what kicked the Raw after SummerSlam, and that's what kicked all of this shit off. That put the dissension in between. Uh, that put the dissension in between. What the hell is his name? Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. To where it led to this day. Xavier Odyssey Jones got released after a couple of weeks after they had him on the roster for an entire year and haven't done nothing with him. This is how you know that they was pandering. The same night, Bronson Reed debuted. Bronson Reed debuted as a major heel attacking Seth Rollins. Why, in what world would you debut two guys of the same size and put them in two different programs on the same night? That did not make sense. It was obvious that they just threw him into the New Day. They didn't have no plans for him. When Ronald sit up here and say, is it pandering if they're winning and is it racism if it's losing? Yes. When you look at the circumstances of the shit, yes. They only want to put Negroes out in mass times when the pressure is on them. When the question got asked, why isn't there more black wrestlers there? Triple H brought out Sexy Red. Triple H put the title back on Trick Williams. You know, when Ethan Page had it. I don't think that was the original plan because Ethan Page has been doing so well as a talent and as a champion. What reason did they have for him to lose? You understand what I'm saying? White folk, if y'all call me racist, I just endorse Ethan Page. You know what I'm saying? But black people know when we being pandered to. And this is all pandering. How can we check the sincerity of it? Hire American Negro writers. How can we check the sincerity of it? Hire American Negro producers. And if they fail in if these black wrestlers fail in their hands, then maybe black people weren't meant to be wrestlers. Anybody got any thoughts on that? All right, cool. I want to do a whole thing on Triple H's book, and I don't think we're gonna get to that. But Mike, I'm gonna ask the same question as I asked with Shawn Michaels and Tony Kahn. Is Triple H a racist or is he a terrible booker?
Both.
Triple H told you to your face that he doesn't see color, right?
Yep, which is why I say he is both a racist and a terrible booker.
Have you seen color since Triple H told you that?
Nope, haven't seen any
I
foundational
can't.
black Americans pushed in prominent positions.
We noted that the New Day over the last couple of months have openly in different times expressed frustration with their standings in the WWE, right?
When's the last
Yeah.
time they actually wrestled?
Huh?
When's the last time they wrestled?
Nigga, we just talked about it. They wrestled on SmackDown. You talking about the Street Profits, right?
No, New Day.
Oh, yeah. No, good question. Yeah. Um,
That's a good question.
yeah, that's a good question. I think it was the last time that Xavier Woods got that Intercontinental title match, right? Maybe.
This is
Maybe they
like
had a tag team
four or
match
five
after
weeks
that or
ago.
some shit. Huh?
It's
Nope.
like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
The last time they wrestled was the week before that New Day shit. Because Xavier cost them the match or something, and then that's when Kofi Kingston told him I'm a Hall of Famer before you would ever came into the group. So, and that's the thing. What the fuck happened to that tension between them two? You mad about losing matches, wrestling with racism. You mad about losing matches, nigga? Y'all not even having matches now.
That's that lack of no direction.
No direction. So, owner is Triple H racist or is he just a terrible worker?
He's a batty boy, dickhead.
Pretty much. Oh, chat. Dog, what the fuck? You and you telling me to get on my goddamn PC and your motherfucking ass keep dropping in and out? Nigga, your beard fall off and hit the mute button, hit the drop button.
Nah, the only person I can hear was you, so I just started it over.
Oh, that's all the motherfucker you need to hear. These motherfuckers ain't saying nothing. This nigga said that the New Day was about to get tag team titles. How the fuck did you come, Mike? Where did you come up with that from?
I never said they would.
I ain't
uh,
gonna lie, if the New Day take them titles off of them white boys right now, my eyebrows will be bucking right now. I'm
oh,
not gonna
why do
lie to
we
you.
keep? I keep forgetting that these motherfuckers is the tag team champions.
That should tell you something.
They held the title since WrestleMania.
That should tell you something.
Um,
It's funny
but
that both
it's funny
divisions
too
are in
because
disarray.
Finn Balor is constantly in the world title picture.
Facts. And him losing that tag team title makes me think Finn Balor.
You breaking up? You broke up. If you speaking, I can't hear you. Chat. Go ahead, Mike.
What the fuck you doing back here?
Yeah.
Oh. Y'all can hear me now?
WWE, when it comes to FBA tag teams, they're just throwing
Yo.
shit and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Um. No, chat. Shit. Go ahead, Mike.
They're just throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks. They, because the New Day, they're trying to figure out, okay, what do we do with New Day? Well, I guess we'll turn him heel. Even we're gonna turn him heel, and they're gonna turn on Big E, even though it doesn't really make sense. It would make more sense for Xavier Woods to turn on Kofi Kingston and have a feud between them. Because
What didn't make sense was what was breaking them up in the first place, to the point to where they could get to the district. My thing is, they got them to the point to where they disrespected each other so much to where y'all just together now. Like that, I lost that. Where did
that
y'all
makes
get
no
y'all
sense.
connection from?
Like it should have led to a feud. Like
Yeah.
this should have been the point where you could just have Xavier attack Kofi, at least attack Kofi. Now, if you don't want to have him, it may be Big E, but if they don't want to risk anything with Big E, with what's going on with him in terms of his health, then you at least have Woods attack Kofi Kingston, and then you just set up a match at whatever pay per view they're at, whether it be like the Rumble.
Oh God, I forgot I got to talk about the Rumble. Um,
Oh God, don't you seen that shit I
I
posted in
know
the
I forgot
community
all
page
about
on
the shit,
Facebook, right?
man. Real quick, Chad, you was about to say something before. What was you saying before you got cut off?
All right, so with the New Day, I mean, they had an opportunity for the shit to be on easy mode because after that tension that they had prior to the 10th year anniversary, them two niggas was just basically airing out frustrations that they properly set on for the past decade. Why wouldn't you let them hash that out in the ring? Because, as far as I'm concerned, I have never seen Kofi Kingston versus
You
Xavier
know,
Woods, and that's a
it's
match I will
funny
pay.
that you said that because I don't see this ending up in the ring. I really don't see it
No,
ending
not
up in the
now.
ring. I mean, what y'all saying that we gonna get Kofi Kingston versus Biggie at WrestleMania? We gonna get Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods at WrestleMania? Like, how did you know? White folk is stupid. Let's start with that. With that being said, how did Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods? And I want y'all to remember that white folk are stupid. That's what I'm gonna come back to that. We can all recognize that white folk are stupid, right? If we can't recognize that they stupid, can we at least recognize that they stink? It's a white thing. Um, how did Biggie? I'm sorry. How did Kofi and Xavier Woods turn on Biggie? How did that happen?
Biggie showed up like everything was gonna be okay, and I knew before Xavier Woods said that word, I knew he was gonna say, "Now you want to show up." I basically knew he was gonna say that because what was gonna
But
be
nigga,
you think he
show
was
up.
gonna just
What?
like
What the fuck was y'all doing these last few years for him to show up to? What
staying at the same level, waiting for his big ass to come
was the
back?
new? I could see if the
That's
new day was
exactly.
beating his ass every week, right? Okay, where the fuck was you at? You know, was they feuding? Who was the new day feuding with over the last 3 years? Any major feuds that pop out?
Nobody.
You know, okay.
Nobody.
So white folk. Now, mind you, I said white folk stupid, right? Um,
Hmm?
what are they booing? What are y'all mad about? And I like that the WWE that Xavier Woods and stuff is playing up to that. Because like I said, I think what Mike said that the WWE is just throwing stuff up against the wall to see what stick. And like I said, I don't think the WWE expected them to have this reaction 3 weeks later. But what the fuck are white folk doing? Is they just doing this because it's a trend?
Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one because the following week they had everybody in the backstage playing into that "we don't fuck with you
So
no
that
more" type shit.
and mind you, Kevin Owens done fucking Paul drove Randy Orton and Paul drove Cody Rhodes and stuff. And he didn't get that type of treatment. What the fuck? So you kick niggers out the locker room? Is that what you're saying?
As a matter of fact, if you listen to the crowd,
Uh oh.
they're
Uh
fifty
oh.
fifty on Kevin Owens. They're fifty
They like
fifty.
that
They're
shit.
not necessarily
Well,
booing
they
him.
like that.
They like him.
It's gonna be like that because he a badass and he did Paul driver and
Think
shit and
about
stuff.
no, but think about it, 400. Think about it. He's holding the winged eagle title, and his finisher move is the stunner. He's doing interviews in his car. They're eating. Kevin Owens might end up taking that title from Cody.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. You know.
No, no. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because Cody has proven that he is more box office while he's chasing it rather than him having
Yeah.
it. Can we agree on
Yeah.
that? Okay, so why wouldn't you
Well,
take
not
that
just
title off?
that,
And the
but
fact that he's still in possession of that
Kevin
title.
Owens have been performing exceptionally well this year. He not doing nothing no
Mm-hmm.
different than he haven't been doing, but the product is so trash that he could go back to doing his old shit, and it's better than the shit that's going on right now. Like I said, speaking of Triple H's booking, Triple H is skating by. I don't know why they ticket sales are so high. I don't know why. What is interesting as to where people will, you know, why the WWE is hot right now, but it is good. I mean, once the WWE get on Netflix and got 6 hours of 8 hours of main programming per week, nigga, Triple H is about to be exposed.
With a capital E.
Hey, you about to get exposed. Shawn Michaels been down there
And then
outperforming
and
your ass
yeah.
on the creative tip. You about to, and you ain't even attempt to
Shawn
put him on the
Michaels,
tape.
Shawn, what that man is doing is not accidental. He ain't caving in no protest. This is a careful, orchestrated coup for him to sneak up behind his best friend, pause, and take his position.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Ain't no pause. I
That's it.
think they do that anyway. Um,
Good God.
Well, that's what white folk do, but that's what they do in particular. Um, let's talk about the Royal Rumble. Was it one more thing about Raw or SmackDown? One more thing. Did I ask you this? I don't know if I did. Triple H racist or just a shitty booker or both?
Triple H is definitely racist. I've been convinced since 2002 Mania season,
So
and I don't gotta explain what I
for the
mean.
record, Triple H is a racist. For the record, Shawn Michaels is a racist. Mike, did you say that Shawn Michaels was racist or not?
They put iron crosses on their gear. That's a not GM.
Huh?
Remember when they started putting iron crosses on their gear?
Man, I could barely hear you.
It sounds like you getting waterboarded.
No, they put iron crosses on their gear.
There you go.
That's a Nazi.
You know what? You right. Triple H has been rocking that shit for the longest. It's his main
Ever
logo.
since he got that Motorhead song, and it is his logo.
Yeah, that's his that's his main logo. And I just recently, around last year, found out that that was the Reich's secondary logo next to the
That's a
swastika.
straight up Aryan prison tattoo.
So, yeah,
Right
as a
next to the
matter of fact,
swastika.
when they make video games, they can't use the swastika. They use that, and they use
The funny part
thunderbolts.
is the main thing is Triple H is literally playing in our face, and this is what I've been trying to tell people. They playing in our face because he know that this is a problem. It's been addressed to him
Mhm.
publicly, and yet he told you that he's not going to do anything about it, and he is not doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on to the Royal
Mhm.
Rumble real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up on the Royal Rumble. Um, Chad, do you got those leaked pages? I don't feel like looking for them right now.
Give me a second.
So the Royal Rumble is coming up in February 1st. This is the first Royal Rumble in February. Uh Royal Rumble is how old? 1988. Royal Rumble came out the year I was born. So I think this either
36
be the
years.
36 years, 36 or 37th year for the Royal Rumble. Um no American Negro ever won a Royal Rumble, right?
No.
The Rock is
Asterisk.
Samoan and is American Negro. I'm sorry, is a Negro. His father from Canada, but he's practically an American Negro. His slaves and shit. His grandparents were slaves. They just migrated to Canada. But um, he hold on a minute. These they doing something. Hold on, my bad. The um, but like you said, it's an asterisk behind it because technically the Big Show won off of bots, right? In the record
That's
books, they
correct.
say that The Rock won though. But either way, we never had an American Negro as the runner of the Royal Rumble. Out of 37 years, 36, 37 years, and have there ever been someone in these discussions that y'all ever thought was going to win the Royal Rumble at any time? Booker T, Godfather, you see how I fell at
No.
the Booker T, right?
Yeah. The person who I would love to win the
I should have
Royal
said Mark
Rumble,
Henry
although
over the
he is,
Godfather,
hey, that would have been
but
something.
no, but honestly, Mark, you never looked at Mark Henry as a contender to a possibility when it come down to having these
The
discussions.
biggest, strongest thing in the ring can't win a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember I was so goddamn mad that and I read this on the spoilers just like when I first started reading spoilers consistently. That Mark Henry won the world title. He beat Kurt Angle in the Battle Royal. And either I read it wrong or it was the wrong goddamn article. And when I seen it on SmackDown, Kurt Angle fucked it won. And he had just got to
Mm.
SmackDown. But I was surprised that they put him in that position. And they've been trying to build off of Mark Henry practically since 2006. He got the title match against somebody at the Royal Rumble and shit, faced Undertaker, WrestleMania, and all this other different shit. Blah 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 blah. But Mark Henry did not have a successful WWE career. Technically, he stayed hurt. He went through from being a rookie stage, learning and sucking. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where he was
Hmm.
getting hurt. And finding his way. But then they actually did put a little effort behind him. And listen, he had one of the best title reigns. That Hall of Pain, that was a very special run.
Yes,
That
sir.
was a very, very, very special run. I met Mark Henry. I lied to him. I told him I had tears in my eyes when he won. I was very celebratory when he won, but it went
God
to that
damn.
point. And the funny part about him is his hands are so goddamn rough. Like I gave him a little light shake, but it was like, damn, nigga, he wasn't ashy, but it was rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of lotion is you
Right.
using? You know what I'm saying?
None.
No, but it wasn't ashy. And a nigga like him get ashy, probably. And he looked like he moisturized. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like you were shaking the callus when you
God
shook his
damn.
hand.
Mark Henry is the most moisturized motherfucker out there in the business, I think. But yeah, you would think you would have some calluses, but like nigga, the thing is, it was really, really rough. But I met Big E the same night, and his hands were just as soft and small. He got some small ass hands, and it was just soft like a woman. I'm like, what the hell? He big as hell. And then it was funny too with Mark Henry. I should call my brother right now because we used to go see them. Joe Louis was up at the time, Joe Louis Arena, but they used to stay at the Western Hotel around the corner. So we used to go around there and go see them and shit, get autographs and stuff when they go into the hotel. And there was a store down the street. My brother was walking down the street eating chicken and shit. I mean, literally, it's like you can't pull this stereotype out the blue. This nigga was just eating chicken and shit. He was drunk. Like, I'm like, damn, man. Because me and Mark Henry, we was chatting it up for a minute, and uh, my brother came down and I'm like, yeah, man, you remember him? He was like, yeah, hell yeah, I remember you. You used to be in that fake ass strongman contest, didn't you? And I'm like, oh shit. Now we got to beat Mark Henry ass.
Nigga.
And then his nigga was like, ain't you Viscera? I'm like, oh.
Oh shit.
No, because my brother ain't watched wrestling in a long ass time. He just so happened to come to the show that night. And this is like 2010 or some shit, like right around that time or some shit. And this nigga, so I'm like, oh yeah, it's time to go. Conversation over with this nigga.
Facts.
We was just chopping it up for a minute, and this nigga just came down here and ruined every goddamn thing. I'm like, shit. But um, but what you call it? Oh man, I blew cigarette smoke and CM Punk face and shit.
Oh, that sounds great. Tell me about
He
that.
ain't say shit. I was smoking my cigarette. Uh, but I'll whoop his ass anyway. Um,
Everybody else
did
do.
you pull up that list?
I think I put it in the jumbotron, both of them. I'm not seeing it come up, but I put it. It should be there.
Okay, so you put it in the comment section. All right. When you put something in the comment section, then you go to that part that with the arrow and shit. You hit that, and then it'll
Hold
give
on,
you
let me
the
see.
option to put it into the jumbotron. But if it's not already posted on Twitter, then you got to put it in the comment section first, or post it on your own page first. It's stupid, but I don't know. So um, this is the list. If y'all could go through the list, and he got the link to go directly to Facebook. God damn it! Ugh.
That's what I said when I was trying to fucking post that shit.
Don't worry, I'm gonna just have to hire my wife to be my producer.
There you go.
She don't know nothing about wrestling and know what to look for and all this other different shit.
Does she know Twitter?
Nigga, am I blocked from Facebook?
Damn, they done sabotaged the Facebook
We
too.
removed something you posted. What the fuck? We understand that you may not have known about these and encourage. Nigga, what? Oh my god, man.
I ain't gonna lie. On the Facebook page, the male list is taken down, but the female list is still there. I don't know what the fuck they mean by that,
Oh,
but
shit.
did we leak some truth?
I can't change the page name. What the hell? Self suicide. What the fuck?
What?
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
You can't change this page name. We restricted your page because it looked like you were under some activity that doesn't allow the following rules: suicide, self injury, and eating disorders. Photos removed.
You can clearly see a harness behind Boss Man's back. What are they talking about?
I don't think that's it. Is it? Is that it?
Could
Oh, it
be.
say this photo may contain something that could be used to cause other harm to other people. Now, it might have been the boss man shit. It took that long. I had that shit up since the
Damn.
beginning.
And then you put Ronald into the position.
Uh, this is a misunderstood photo. Uh, is my boss man shit still up there?
I saw it. I just saw it a few seconds ago.
Oh, well, they talking about something else then.
Wait, you changed it though. It's the wrestling with racism page. It still got the boss man shit up there. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no, they. I don't think they attacked the group part. I think they attacked the page part. Anyway, because it's not showing me the damn
Oh,
photo, but I can't do nothing until I get through this shit. Okay. Somebody else pull up the list. Just pull up the list. I can't do nothing right now.
I'm logging on Facebook on my
All this
computer real
shit
quick.
is probably one of them goddamn Instagram videos. Shit.
All right. All right. Which one you want to start with first? The females or the males?
I'm pretty sure the female's gonna go first. So
Okay. So on the list, there
oh shit, I don't
are
even think I can get calls on Facebook no more for that.
damn. All right. So on the list, there are two American Negroes on out of the 30. Now this is just the. I'm not sure if it's predicted or if just the WWE is throwing some shit out to see how we react to it, but it looks very, very, very realistic. You got Becky
Hold
Lynch
on,
coming
hold
out.
on, hold on. For the record, something like this come out every year. Now I don't know if it's been
There
accurate
you
or
go.
not, but something like this do come out every year.
Hmm. This is it's a low key think tank um, technique that they do. They do this every year, and it always changes, but it's somewhat similar. Give or take a guest appearance, or
Well, I mean,
they're keeping the
the
actual winner.
key is it's predictable. That's the key.
Yeah,
It's all of this shit is predictable, and that's another thing I wanted to lead into. Not just for black wrestlers, but we know John Cena is winning. If John Cena don't win, we know it's a possibility that Randy Orton or somebody could win. You know what I'm saying? Or Roman Reigns. With that being said, why can't we never predict that Negroes got an opportunity?
it's a good question. Hold up, wait. Let me look at this mail. Okay, Kofi is wow. Guess what number they got Kofi at?
Number one.
13. And I can tell you, number 1 through 3 looks believable. Number 1 is Randy. Number 2 is Kevin Owens, and number 3 is Sami Zayn. That looks believable.
No,
They got.
ain't Kevin Owens getting a WWE title match?
That's why I'm saying it's kind of bullshit.
It is bullshit.
He's getting a title match. That don't mean that if he loses, he ain't gonna have no spot.
But then that
We've
early in
seen
the
this.
Rumble.
There you
Listen,
go. He could end up injuring
this is a
somebody and
fake
taking the
list.
number.
This is a fake list. But even if it's not, it's feasible that all these people are going to be in there. Because of time
Yeah.
constraints, how many American Negroes is we looking at?
Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, two on each list.
How do you think that white folk, the wrestling world, black people, even yourself, would react if Trick Williams won the Royal Rumble?
Lord have mercy. I think white folks would be like, it's something new, but it's still a nigger. Black people will lose their
Will it
shit.
affect them watching? I say this because white folk got behind Trick Williams at
Mm-hmm.
NXT. We know that Trick Williams could do whatever he's told. So if they write out this match, Trick Williams is going to be able to perform exactly the way that they rated out for him. Okay? We talking about athletic ability. We talking about acting. If he was to go in a program with Cody Rhodes, don't say he got to win, but he main event in WrestleMania. How would white wrestling fans take that? Like I said, you putting the character, but you're putting the black face on
Mm. I think they'll be quiet until the unthinkable happens.
it. Now remember, Trick Williams invited Cody Rhodes to the cookout.
That's a fact. That could be long term storytelling right there.
Yeah.
And to be fair, words matter. Trick asked the question, "Are you coming to the cookout?"
He said yes.
He didn't. He said yes. He said yes.
It was this fat ass African.
But
Matter of fact, I gotta
and I'm gonna
find.
be I'm gonna be real with you. Uh, uh, you can show up to the cookout with your uh black wife and your half
Man,
and
that
half,
fucking
but
hey
you
man,
can't have none of the ribs or none
that
of the.
Cody Rhodes daughter looked like T.I.'s son.
I've never seen it,
Oh, you
but
never?
you saying that, I can see it. I can see it. So
No, you
the
gotta see
baby
it, man.
basically looks like Maggie from The
No.
Simpsons. I'm telling you, I've never seen it, but you just said who the baby got to look like Maggie from The Simpsons.
No, yeah, no.
God
It looked
damn.
more like Mo from The Simpsons. You know how his face was all deformed and shit. You got it's different. You got to see it. It's like they got knots in their face, but it's not knots. It's the way that their face is formed. Hold on, let me try to find it.
That's them dusty jeans, bro. That's them dusty jeans.
I put something the other day. The fucking baby getting lighter and lighter. Every holiday picture that they put up.
Damn, bro.
That's the
Hold on, I
ugly
gotta look at
baby.
the
And I
movie.
said, look, I said you laid down on your back, and this what you wanted. You laid down on your back for this white man, and this what you wanted for this. Here it go. You see it?
Ooh, I just googled it. Let me see what you're talking about. Hold on.
Oh no, look at the most recent ones. Because when she was younger, she was.
No. Google is trolling because I'm looking. They have a picture with damn Brandy got is fat in the face after that baby. Oh, she just dropped the baby. Okay,
Nah, she
so
back
this is the
right.
baby
She
picture.
back right.
Yeah, this they got one picture of holding her as an infant, and then there's another picture. Wait a minute,
Mm-hmm. She was a little darker
yo,
when she was younger.
what y'all bathing that baby in, man?
Clorox.
God damn.
What's that other bleach called? Bleach?
Public spread.
Peroxide, baby, peroxide.
Peroxide.
God damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Brandy, is a bad witch. She hates herself.
There
Brandy,
you go.
what did Brandy say? Back when George Floyd, somebody asked her, "How come you don't speak on these issues?" And she said that she didn't uh, feel like she needed to because people judge her based on the fact that she's married to a white man. And every time she speak on a little issue like that, people want to bring that up, so she don't speak at all.
Here's my problem with
That's what
her.
she
Why was
said.
she acting so damn ghetto when Jade Cargill pulled up on Cody?
I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. I think that Tony Khan wrote that for her. I don't think
Had
that
to,
she
because
tried to
that
do that.
that was so unnatural,
That
and
was
the fans didn't
unnatural
even
as
buy it.
fuck. That was not. That was. She couldn't even fake that. And I honestly, I don't think it was her. I think that was a Tony Khan decision. I don't think that
Yeah.
that's Shawn Michaels' decision to have Jada Parker go out there and talk the way that she do.
Mm.
Jada Parker
Because I
mixed with
saw her on
white too.
Instagram Live. I saw her on Instagram Live. That girl don't talk like that.
She don't.
She talks like a regular, privileged, mixed race girl from Port St. Lucie.
I'm
I
glad
know what
that you
they talk
said
like.
that, and I will be checking that out. I'm glad that you said that because these are the points that I've been trying to make. Um, I, I for one don't think that. I think that Last Legend probably do.
That's authentic because I see her on Instagram with Trick Williams doing their little cooking show.
Yeah,
She talks like that.
even when she was with Norman Smalley and shit, I think that's her.
Yeah, that's her.
I honestly do. She seemed like one of them, one of them boule bitches with the. She just tall with a tall ass.
There you
I'm
go.
not saying that she got a tall. I'm just saying she built like one of them bitches though. But she
That's a big
right though.
bitch.
She right though. Negro,
She look like she a
Negro,
part of
she'll
the,
tear you a new one.
yeah, bruh.
Huh?
Let me tell you something. Boy, oh boy.
Last Legend something different, and it's funny too because I remember they WWE did this on purpose. They put her very first match out there. It was a dark
Hmm.
match or some shit, and she bombed. I mean, it was fucking horrible. I couldn't
It was
defend.
bad. It was bad.
I defended her with my motherfucking life, but it was hard.
It was bad.
It
You
was
see the
bad.
matches with
But
her
the
and Nikita
fucking
Lyons?
progression
That
that
was the worst
I
shit.
think they did that on purpose because the progression that she got now is amazing. She's
Yeah.
very, very, very strong. And
She got footwork and she's very fluent too.
yeah. But Jakar Jackson, do you think that's authentic? And first of all, do you think that she mixed? And two, do you think that that's authentic?
I don't know too much about Jakara. What I will say about Jakara looked like she used to run track for Carroll City High School. That
Hmm.
bitch, she is
She looked
built.
like plastic now.
Oh,
That's
the
what I'm
only
saying
thing
is
that's
that
good about her is that wet hair.
that's what I'm saying is she like part Latino or something. That's what I'm saying.
I think so.
I don't hear no accent.
Yeah.
I don't hear no accent, but I like her too. I like that that's a tag team that's power and
Mm-hmm.
strength and speed or whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell. What the fuck am I doing? I'm trying to put this picture up of Last Legend.
Please do.
Yeah, Last Legend that did. But how old is she though, man? Because she seemed like that one auntie that I be wanting to fuck. Everybody got that one auntie. She
Yeah, my
she
auntie's like, she's
I've been
27.
trying to
Oh
figure out
man.
she put me in the mind frame of she put me in the mind frame of what the fuck is her name?
Jocelyn.
No, Cheryl she put me in
Bro,
that
you
mind
look at her
frame of
face, bro. She looks like Jocelyn.
Cheryl, no, she do, but Cheryl Underwood.
Oh
She like what
Lord, have
Cheryl
mercy.
Underwood was back when she was young.
Yeah, remember what Mark used to say? When you gonna let me fuck, Cheryl? Cheryl and some leggings was vague, bro.
Man, what? She horrible now.
Oh, she built like a damn letter P.
What? Somehow she grew some more damn teeth. That's the fuck I'm trying to figure out.
She grew more teeth and more purses, just teeth and purses.
So, when these women get to the WWE, I mean, you got to know that they're going to be there by the end of 2025. What's going to
Hmm.
happen with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill and Naomi? Do you see some releases happening? It's about to start getting ugly in this motherfucker.
Can I go on a rant on that situation for about 2 minutes?
Sure.
And it's gonna have a little bit of plebiscite in it. Okay. They had a segment on SmackDown where Queen Big Bitch Nia Jax had an opportunity to go off the script. All she had to do is she basically said it wasn't none of us. It was you, Bianca. What she should have said was, I don't know who attacked Jade Cargill, but I'm pretty sure whoever attacked her is in that ring. Because when you look at it, all three of them people have something to gain with Jade Cargill being put to the side. Bianca does not like carrying Jade Cargill. We can see it. Naomi has been trying to be in the spotlight ever since she came back. And Bailey wanted to get into that match so bad that it does not behoove me that she would do something to Jade like that. Here's what I hope happens. I hope that it comes. I hope that they rehash some shit that they did back in the day with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Remember when Shawn Michaels got jumped and Triple H was in the ring talking about who was that son of a bitch? I want that for Bianca Belair. I'm sick and tired of this little hoppity skip. She looks like she's about to get picked up from pre-K. I'm tired of that shit. I want the Bianca Belair that will take her hair off and whoop your ass and put it back on. I'm sick of this positive shit. I need her to turn heel. That's all.
The crazy part about that, though, is Bianca is still the uh, top female in the WWE.
Not
Literally,
even close.
not even close. She still get the highest reactions, and
Yep.
they don't have nobody on the Raw side, on the SmackDown side, I should say, to carry that banner. Unfortunately, right now, um, Jade is trash. It's time to acknowledge that. Um,
Jade Cargill makes Shaniqua look like Bianca Belair.
Shaniqua was good. I do. We gonna end up getting on Shaniqua because I ran across something, but we're gonna talk about her on another episode. Actually, you know what? I do got to get ready to cut it. It's 12 o'clock, and I gotta get some shit together. Get up early tomorrow. But here's the key: I got the next couple of days off, pretty much till after the new year, until the second. So I do want to get the bamboozle thing going. I tell you what, we're gonna cut this into another part. Um, y'all stick around right quick. Let me go ahead on and cut this. Right now, everybody take care of yourself as an individual and take care of one another as family. As our ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly, we are one. And that's the way it is. On a side note, before I do that, uh, Mike, are you still available? Owner, are you still available?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Uh, right now, I'm going to introduce some new co-hosts to Wrestling with Racism. Owner of a Stolen Gun, Deportation 2025, and the Beard Man 305 are now a part of the core group of Wrestling with Racism. Welcome.
That's right. It's gonna be some changes around here. I'm just playing.
We're gonna be in y'all motherfucking faces every day until we make sure that that shit happens and is sustained. We're gonna come
Oh
hit y'all
shit!
at
It's the
many different
Knicks.
angles too. So, it's nothing to get prepared for. When your time is here, it's there. So in the meantime, Negroes, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to um check out the content first, and if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. We are going to continue this. It may be posted up sometime next year, and if we don't get at you before the new year,